Welcome, everyone. We are going into day 3 and final day of the National Elementary K through 6 Championship in Columbus, Ohio. We're your host. My name is Gary Shankar, FIDE Master from Chicago, and I'm assisted by my co-commentator, lovely co-commentator, woman Grandmaster Katerina Nemtsova.
Hello, everyone.
So the games are about to start any minute now. We're about to get the live moves from the top boards. We're going to a really exciting final day. Shall we take a look at the standings maybe
to start let's do that.
Yeah. So we'll look at the K through 6 standings first. I think So what do we have here?
Here, first one is, so first of all, no one is perfect. So everyone lost at least half a point, which is a difference from round 5. There were a few players that were perfect. But here we have Wang Isaac and Liu Eric and Shadi Anshul with 4.5.
Okay.
Out of 5.
3 people with 4.5 out of 5. Got
Correct.
it.
So we have California, Texas, and Illinois fighting for a top 3, or actually the first spot. Then we have a bunch of people with 4 points, and then even more people with 3.5. Okay, let's go to K5.
Katerina, can you check if they can see the standings here? Because we have to exit studio mode, so make sure. Click this. It's
okay.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Okay, now you guys can see. Let us know if you can hear us okay, the audio video aspect of it. We just started. Okay, now it looks like it's good.
All right, so let's look at it again. So we have here, so everybody can see it. So
Yes.
Wang Isaac, Liu Eric, and Shadi Anshul, 4.5 out of 5. Let's move on to K5 championship.
K5, yes.
So we have one player here who is perfect, 5 out of 5. Wow, good job, Liu Aiden from California. Then we have him followed by Hawk Carter, Mansurov Yusuf, Zheng Marcus, Wang Connor, and Rajaman Rohan. No, actually he is 4. So Wang Connor, that ends with 4.5.
That's pretty tight, yeah. Tight race there. And K through 3?
Okay, see. So here we have 2 players with perfect score. Wow, so there were probably even more players playing this category. So we have Goodrich Elliott and Lim Mason with 5 points, and then 2 players with 4.5, Tao Jeremy and Wang Tad.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's look at K1 championship. That's probably why it's here. But okay, yeah.
Sure, you can look at that too, yes.
Let's see, do we have?
There is a K1.
Okay,
yeah.
So, and we have here 2 players who are perfect, Jenny Akash and Mansurov Umar. Oh, Mansurov, that could be a brother of, or just the similar name.
Perhaps, yeah.
Same name.
Okay, cool. I wonder if the moves are coming in. There's a slight delay from the live chessboards before they get broadcasted. It looks like we do have moves.
We have one board getting moves, so let's take a look at the Let's take a look at the games.
Let's get right to it.
So we have board.
So this game between Vidyut Kamesh and Ilya Levkov. Let me see what section they're playing. Probably K through 6. Yes. So Levkov and Vidyut are board. Let me see. Board 7. So Levkov is 2011 rated from New Jersey, and Kamesh is from, I think that's Missouri. Yeah, 1684. So that's the first board to get moves from.
Yep, and only
2 moves.
Only 2 moves.
Only one move against one pair of
kind
moves.
Kind of like 2 half points. Okay, we have another. So it's.
Yes, it's slowly trickling in, right? The moves. Here we go. Okay, we're getting some moves now. The opening stage is coming over. Yeah, we're gonna see a quick, because people blitz out their openings if they know it, right? I think that's when you're at the tournaments, like with a lot of people, the only thing you hear is the clock's ticking, like pressing, like tick 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 tick.
Especially at the beginning, like people are playing so fast.
Yeah, there's so many clocks ticking, pressing. So it's like a flurry of moves here. So we have a bunch of moves here coming up.
So
which game should we focus on?
Let's go from board number 1.
Okay, why not? Yeah.
So we have Caro-Kann. Yesterday we had a lot of Sicilian and I think like Queen kind of Gambit or maybe English lines. But super interesting games, like a lot of tactics, especially the last game we were following. So let's see what this round is going to bring. So we have Caro-Kann.
Caro-Kann, my favorite. And we have a main line. Bishop f5. Oh, this is called the Capablanca variation.
H4. I see.
Capablanca is the 4th world champion or 3rd world champion? 3rd world champion, right?
I don't know.
I think it's 3rd world champion. Yeah.
It's a world champion.
Yeah. Jose Raul Capablanca, probably one of my favorite chess players, and natural talent who just figured out chess by himself.
So I play this line a lot, and so white is not. Sometimes white goes with h5, and then bishop d3. Sometimes only h4 and immediately to trade the bishop.
I guess there's a debate here. So this is a main line. Maybe you can explain like the idea behind this opening just a little bit. Like black just brought out his bishop before. Black doesn't want to play e6 and lock the bishop in the c8 square. So black would brought the bishop out and then wants to play e6. However, the bishop can get harassed by the white's pawn and knights. So that's kind of what white was doing earlier, right? Now the queen is developed, so in this opening, white often castles queenside, because once you play h4, you don't really kind of castle. I mean, you can. It's just that you're also more likely to castle queenside. Yeah, bishop f4, bishop d2 is very common here.
Oh, knight g
so
e2.
This is interesting.
So I've played this line many times in like classical chess or blitz, but
you never seen knight e2?
Knight g e2,
Me
no.
either.
This is something new. I know that there is a possibility to play knight g e2, like if I go back all the way.
Yes.
Like here, you can play like knight h3 and here, and the idea is to actually get on the f square and get the bishop for a knight.
Yeah.
Which is a cool line. It's possible. I mean, sometimes black responds with moves like e5 and then recaptures the pawn this way.
Yes.
So those are those possibilities. But obviously this is the main line where we trade bishop for a bishop. But I feel like usually this knight wants to go this way, so it targets this square.
It makes sense, yeah.
But let's see what white is planning to do with this knight here. Or maybe if white really wants to castle short side.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the idea of knight e2 mainly. There must be an idea behind it, right? Maybe the knight going to c3? Not sure.
Okay, but bishop d2 is happening, so white is now kind of very happy that white can decide, okay, do I want to castle right or left? But at some moment you will have to make the decision. So let's see. I think now white is going to make the decision. So what do you think? Where is white going to castle?
I'm going to bet on castling queenside now that he played it.
Just in time. You said it before it was played. But yeah, I think...
No, it wasn't. I saw the move.
Oh, really?
But I was going to say castling queenside.
So when we castle queenside now, I mean, we will see how helpful this knight is here, but maybe it's not going to be such a difference. But next ideas what white can have is playing like c4, maybe rerouting this knight here and just finishing development, rook he1. That seems like a very nice compact position. Everything is developed and then figuring out what to do next.
Actually, c4 is a move that is really dangerous for white to play because it opens the king. But with the knight on e2, maybe it's not that dangerous because the knight can go to c3. Yeah. Maybe that's one of the ideas. If normally I would avoid playing c4 as white, and I would try to go like knight e4 and g4. Wait first of all, something like push my pawns on the king b1, knight e4, then like try to go g4, g5. Of course, wait to see what black does here as well, right? By the way, another idea of knight e2 might be to play bishop f4 for some sort of queen c7. Although I'm not really sure if that's a big deal to play, to attack the queen because bishop d6, right? But it might be a future. It might be an idea.
But c4 is a very common move here, also because we want maybe the bishop to get there, and we want to control this square.
Sure. It's possible. Yeah, it's just a little bit risky because I play this with black in tournaments. And do you know this line where the black plays like bishop b4 check and then c3, then bishop queen a5 check, bishop d2, bishop b4.
And that's like where we sacrifice the pawn? One of those
no, what black purposefully induces this
c3,
c3,
so,
c4.
Okay, yes.
So, of course, it doesn't mean that c4 is bad for white. But with the knight on f3, I'm pretty sure c4 is not as popular because black can play like b5 and then open up the king side, right? Like
one question we also have to answer is where is black gonna castle? Because in many variations you castle queenside, but I feel like now it's more popular to castle kingside and just go b5 or c5.
Right.
But both moves are possible. Like maybe move like queen c7 is just like waiting.
Yes, I think black should take the waiting approach, like bishop e7, queen c7, and then just see what white does here. White prepares to attack the king side, maybe just leave the king in the center or castle queen side. It's a big decision. I think if your king is safe, it's good to keep your options open. But at the same time, if you leave it there too long, like I know that there are some lines, for example, like white might play like rook e1 and like knight f5 or something. Who knows? Like there's always some like crazy lines but especially with the knight on f3, like I've seen stuff like this, and then bishop's on e7.
I played a few lines with like you get the knight here to e4 and then you actually just sacrifice the pawn g4.
That's a big line too.
Because then anytime like the knight takes, you develop your rook and there's just like really great pressure on the g file, especially if the king is there.
Looks like they're thinking now, so we should probably move on to the next game.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So we have boards 2, Nate Ziegler, Anshul Shetty. What are the ratings? Can you check?
Anshul is 2,000 almost, and Anshul is playing Ziegler, Nate from Florida, 1985. So Anshul is 2035. So about the same rating. So here we go. What's their opening? Looks like we have an English opening. Ooh, I really don't like this opening for black.
I mean, usually you don't want to allow pawns to get to the center very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what it's not a horrible opening. It's just now they transposed to Grunfeld, so never but white hasn't played d4 yet, right? So it's pretty.
So
smart.
white is kind of waiting because I know that sometimes, not sometimes, but usually after d4, black can be like responding with c5. So maybe white wants to wait up and then deal with all these d4, c5 stuff.
Yeah, this is Anshul played this pretty fast, the d5 move, but I haven't seen people play this order at the higher level, because normally, this might transpose to Grunfeld, but white has a big center potentially, right?
But I wonder about the bishop on c4, if it's good to have it there, because
even knight f3, I'm not sure, to be honest, what that white played.
Okay, but we are expecting d4 to happen, right? Or are we worried now?
I don't like d4 anymore with the bishop on c4.
Because now bishop g4.
Yeah.
That could be one trouble, and then this bishop feels a little loose with this pawn here, and like something can happen on this file that could be dangerous.
Interesting. Just from the fact that white's thinking here, I can predict what just happened in the opening.
White got confused.
So nobody plays this at the high level, so white never learned. So can you go back to move 2, like this d5? D5, so this d5 move is not really popular at all. So I'm guessing that white has no experience in this line, even though it's good for white, has no experience in this line. So even e4 move, I think like there's a few moves, like I'm not sure if white, the bishop c4 especially, shows that maybe white is a little bit caught out of his comfort zone, even though it's a good position for white. So bishop c4 and d4 does not make sense.
Bishop c4 is like a very natural move. We want to always develop like pieces towards the center. But when we know that d4 and c5 is coming and this bishop can be loose, then that's the situation when you are like, okay, maybe let's play it. I feel like a little safe, no trouble about like here getting pinned. The bishop is not loose here, and we still continue with our idea to just push
and knight
d4.
f3, for example, on move 6, I would be careful playing knight f3, because if you want to play bishop c4, we could play bishop c4, knight e2, and then so bishop g4, f3, right? I think that's an interesting idea too, right? So that's one way to play bishop c4, I suppose. So maybe the kids are playing the natural moves, and but again, I warn against playing the opening too quickly if it's not in your preparation, right? We've seen that kids are blitzing out the openings moves, even if they don't know it, as long as it looks natural, which is a danger.
So I'm expecting here something like h3.
Okay.
h3, knight c6.
d4 may not be playable anymore.
That's maybe I will but the thing is I can even play d3 because this bishop is really strong on this diagonal and our pawn is
We have some
loose.
people in chat. Hartman Chess, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah,
Hartman Chess, you're not here, are you? Working somewhere? Let us know. And for those parents watching, feel free to say hello and tell us what board to focus on if you have a game, or anyone watching, feel free to say hi, introduce yourself. Okay, not on site. Hartman Chess is not on site. But glad to have you here. You had some nice suggestions yesterday, nice move suggestions in the game, exciting game we saw with Arjun and his opponents. So that was cool.
Let's conclude that maybe white is little bit now in pressure to figure out how to develop pieces, what to do about maybe this upcoming pin, whether to push d4 or not, and if not to push d4, like what are we going to do with this bishop? Where are we going to develop it? Because d3 may be problematic to be played immediately. So maybe some preparatory moves, or maybe we are just going to ignore it for a bit and play something like
I like the rook b1 idea
b1.
because it pressures b7, although black can just play like b6, right?
Yeah.
And doesn't really, the problem is, natural moves have issue of like if you don't connect them well. So bishop c4 is a decent square, but like how does it fit in with the rest of the developing, or even rook b1, right? It's a decent move, but how does it fit in? Rook b1 is played, by the way, right?
Oh yeah, rook b1 is played.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot really play b6 now because the bishop gets there.
That's true.
Now
Oh,
we are
that's
happy
true.
that the bishop
Yeah.
is developed well.
Okay, I mean, I can play other moves.
Yeah.
But this is like you said, planning procrastination by Katerina. Like when you don't know what your grand plan is, you just make like one move and then pass the ball to the opponent, right? So like,
And then just decide later what to do actually with that main
Actual
issue,
problem,
which is,
yeah. So we have-
which is your bishop and your upcoming pin.
yeah. So where do we put our d pawn, and how do you develop our bishop? So White is kind of procrastinating that with rook b1 and saying, I don't know what to do. Just show me. Maybe you tell me what to do. Show me a sign that. So that's an interesting way to look at it.
All right, let's move on to board 3, where we have Guru Muthu Kumaran against Nikash Vemparala. Oh wow, is this a central gambit?
Scotch.
No, Scotch. We have Scotch. Okay.
So Guru and Nikash are playing each other, and let's look at their rating. Okay, it seems like there are some. So White is 1881 from Pennsylvania, and Black is from Washington, 2063. So slight favorite by rating is Black, couple 100 points higher. And we have a Scotch.
Oh, and knight b3.
Knight
That's
b3.
an interesting move. I was studying it at some moment. I also played a game like this. I think Ray Robson played against me once. It's a nice kind of
move, yeah.
sideline where you just go and continue developing pieces.
This is really sharp stuff, guys. You know why it's sharp? White is, if you think about it, Black is actually ahead in development here, right? But White gets the pawn center on e4, and this like.
And wants
really
to queen
game.
castle. That's kind of the novelty here. Usually when you play Scotch, you end up like, the main line, let's say, or something like, stuff like that. And both kind of castle this side and d5 is happening, and that's something you get. But here, with knight b3, you're kind of changing the dynamic of the position, and you want to develop here, develop there, kind of ignore your king side and this bishop for a moment, and then just continue queen there, castle, and then maybe just like rush with your pawns.
Yeah. I mean, when I played against Scotch, the whole Scotch opening, I kind of compare it to like, you're fighting with your opponent on equal terms. Like, I would say White is almost like giving up his first move advantage. It's almost like they're saying, I really want like a fighting game, and I'm willing to spend some tempo playing d4 and moving my knight around a bunch of times in return to get some imbalanced position like this. So it's a very, very fighting opening, but I don't think White has any advantage. Like, it's not like those Queen's Gambit positions or something very solid where White has like this slight advantage, which is very safe. But this is like, I don't
know. I like Scotch. I teach it to my students. I played it because I feel it's very dynamic, and maybe there is not like direct advantage.
That's why top players don't play it.
Yeah, but you're not playing top players, right? You're playing people who just don't have that time to study everything, that experience. So if you know it better, you can just come up with like really comfortable position.
It can be a dangerous weapon for sure.
So let's see what's happening. So actually, Black is also following an interesting idea, which is Black is h6. Maybe waiting and trying to also castle alongside to like not, because if you castle short side, I mean this really looks maybe a little dangerous, or maybe
from the clock
way.
Times I can see that Black is kind of starting to get out of theory here.
Yeah, so White lost only like 3 minutes and Black
right.
like
So
12.
knight b3 is a more of an obscure line. It's not as popular as bishop e3, right?
So we can see also the time control. So it's 90 minutes plus 5 minutes delay, and that's it. right? You don't get anything after move 40.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, the 5-second delay is not enough for much, but yeah, it makes for some exciting endgames.
Oh yeah,
sure.
yesterday we saw when players had like 12 seconds,
Yeah.
which was pretty amazing. So bishop h4. So now black has to make a decision what to do. Like maybe g5 and then queen d7 and long castle. Yesterday we talked a lot about g5, right? How we can do it before we actually commit with the king to castling.
G5. Yeah, actually G5 makes sense. Is that the only move? I'm not sure.
Do we have this?
Knight takes e4.
So this is because this bishop is loose pieces get lost. That's a thing. If we take now, if knight simply takes back, then we are very happy. We're gonna get this bishop, and we are pawn up. We have pair of bishops. The king can castle quickly. Either way, honestly now, because I mean this is just everything is very strong and very safe.
Right.
And if after bishop h4, knight takes e4, the alternative is to play something like here, but then we have then we can go back and just claim like we are pawn up and we're gonna survive.
94.
This is scary. Wait. Okay, I'm just gonna look first for the other line. This is when you like grab that queen. I grab that queen as well. And that seems fine because even if you let's say take, I first stay here and then take there, and this is a check. So
grab a piece then.
yeah, so this doesn't work. So
queen f4 seems like a critical move.
Yeah, that's the critical variation we need to look at. So knight takes e4, queen f4. So now the queen is hanging and the knight is hanging. Oh, but we have knight g5 maybe.
We do.
So I feel like, central pawns are very, very important. And if we can get them out of the board and survive, then we, made a very good step toward getting nice position. And this is a follow-up move with castle.
Katerina, did you have breakfast? Is that why you're hungry for so many pawns?
That's actually true. I didn't have breakfast.
You didn't have breakfast, no.
But I love pawns. I love to just be materialistic when I can.
Are you normally are you pawn grubber, I should say?
Probably more of a pawn grabber than not.
Okay.
Like I don't grab something when I feel there is danger, like immediate danger. But if it's like worst position, but you are like maybe not worst position, but like you're suffering a little bit, but you're pawn up. Sometimes I go for that.
Okay, yeah, it's probably worth it. The critical end to 94, queen f4, knight g5, maybe bishop b5 or something like that, just to develop. And does white have any compensation? I think white has some compensation for sure.
But is it enough? Like
rook e1,
All right, let's think. So bishop b5 is a good move.
You might have eaten a poisoned pawn there. Like this.
Oh, I thought about playing queen d7, which means I allow like the pawn to be taken back, but at least we have pair of bishops, and this
is hanging too, of course. Yeah. Queen d7 is interesting. Yeah, possibly you can give it back, right? With like queen d7 giving it back, it's possible.
If I go queen d7. The problem is that when you take, like now I can castle this way.
Bishop f2, queen g7, or what's going on?
No, this pawn, this. Really?
I'm not the one that's hungry. I'm also pretty hungry. Let's take that one.
The good part is like if white decides to take, then we long castle, right? And we are like safe, pair of bishops. This seems nice. Do we have something instead of knight g5, by the way? Maybe g5 I don't like because this position is this.
Even this is not bad.
Oh, I cannot play that. Oh,
queen.
I was terrified about this.
Actually, this is not
but
so
this
bad.
Knight is guarding it.
It's not so bad actually. Black's it's up a pawn, right? Black's up a pawn, and two bishops.
But these, how many islands? No continent.
We got a lot of islands right now.
You want to talk about your theory for newcomers
here?
Yeah,
we have the more pawn structure is determined by like how together your pawn structure is, right? So here white has two pawn islands, very healthy, side by side, and black has one island over there, or one country, and then black has about three, right? Isolated double pawns, and they're on the side. So that's like the rook double pawns are probably the worst offenders. However, I'm a little bit more forgiving because black has the bishop pair and it's an extra pawn. So even if you lose him, it's fine, not a big deal. And there are other factors too here, right? I get it. The pawn structure is not the greatest, but piece activity could compensate for it here. Does black have more activity here? I'm not sure.
So, but the black is still thinking. I mean, this
this
is serious move
you're right,
you want to consider.
This is a big decision here, and you may not get a second chance. So that's why Nikash is thinking about it. And again, is white just bluffing here and playing quickly? I think so. We've seen this pattern of like, this is not the exact opening that white probably learned, but he's making similar moves that he's studied before.
But those moves are also easy to miss, right? To be honest.
So the thing I tell my students is, the devil is in the details in the opening, or in chess in general, right? Everything's in the details. So the small difference can be like 94 is possible here. Maybe the order more that white played is incorrect. I'm not sure.
The alternative is to play g5, force the bishop to go away, and then simply develop the queen and castle on the side.
So black has a lot of
which is also nice. We can reroute the knight there.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
move on. So we're gonna come back to this game definitely to see whether black decided to capture this pawn or not. But let's move to board 4, where we
looked at Anjanaya's game yesterday. I saw a picture. I saw an article. It's a he.
Oh, okay.
So apologize, Anjanaya. So let's look at his game.
Okay.
He played a really good game yesterday.
Fantastic game.
Absolutely.
2 rooks against a queen. Yeah. So many tactical chances.
The winning move was missed a couple of times, but that was a really exciting long game and showed a lot of fighting spirit from both sides. Fighting on to the very end. And
the game lasted like 3.5 hours, which was really long time.
Casual player,
so
hello.
what's happening here?
We have our
hello, casual player.
Regular here. Hello, Katerina and Gary. Hope you folks get a chance to drink some chai. Well, cheers to you too. We have some coffee, right? Katerina bought me some coffee. Thank you, Katerina.
That's true.
Is this mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So cheers.
And we have here just the most common opening plate.
Hartman just says knight h7 seems like a mistake here. So yeah, we'll get to that. We have
let's see.
We have an Italian, my favorite. I have a lot of favorites if you didn't notice.
All right.
A4. This is like topical stuff.
A4. So no one is. I mean, so far you cannot really do this. If you wanted to like make a pin to. Also white is not that worried about that pin because this knight can go here. But here exactly what white can do is just to ignore the pin for a second and just go and trap this guy. Mm-hmm. So after A4, black has to figure out, what black wants to do about the bishop, because this is going to be a threat.
What they call this pawn structure, Katerina? After b4, can you go with the b4 position? The kids, they come up with all kinds of stuff in internet culture. Can you play b4? Like play a6 and b4 or something.
Okay.
This pawn structure is called the bathtub.
Oh yeah.
Does it look like a bathtub?
Yep. We call it that, the same thing in Czech. Yeah.
Really?
We do.
No way. The bathtub, ladies and gentlemen.
Here.
Yeah. And even this, you can extend. Why can't it be a bigger bathtub? It's like a, one of those fancy ones.
Okay, so a4, a5, which is a very cool move. You are making a space for the bishop. You are stopping b4.
So you're trying to drown the bishop in the bathtub. Okay.
All right, h3. So at the moment, so black doesn't want to allow. White doesn't want to allow bishop g4. The same thing.
Actually, I disagree with that. Bishop g4 I would welcome it.
Oh, it's also maybe if sometimes you want to reroute this way,
I would welcome
and
bishop
you
g4.
don't want to allow knight g4.
Yes, that's the main point of h3. Bishop g4, I think it's a bad move for black because after h3, bishop h5, the bishop gets harassed with the knight. It's like the knight comes to g3. So
let's say king h1.
Something like, sure. Actually, can you play rook e1 instead of king h1? Because that's actually or knight bd2.
Okay, yeah, that makes way more sense.
Bishop g4, h3, bishop h5, rook e1. And this is actually much better. I won so many games like this online, like my streams. Like knight f1, knight g3, bishop g6, and knight h4. Actually, we can play a couple of moves. Like this is going to be like knight f1 or some move for black, whatever, rook e8, sure. Knight f1, h6, let's say. Knight g3, bishop g6, knight h4. That's like a flurry of, and then bishop h7, queen f3. Very important move,
yeah.
Queen f3. And then you go, so bishop h7, let's say. Oh, because bishop's hanging, right? Bishop
this is also a problem.
Yeah, bishop h7, queen f3, bishop takes h6. It's just like it's already over, I think.
This is just amazing. Yeah. You have these two knights who are ready to jump to these squares. You have bishop that can sag here anytime.
Yep.
This queen with this guy are cooperating. It's like everything.
I won so many games like this. You know what I call a knight on f5?
No.
Knife on f5. You had 2 knives on f5. So it's very dangerous. Very poisonous knights on f5.
All right, so white played h3 because if we go here, I mean this is still playable. Now knight g4 doesn't make sense.
Yeah, casual player says
we
bishop g4 is not preferred. Rather, black is trying for rook e8 to bishop e6. Absolutely correct. Yeah, bishop e6. One of the heartbreaking things in the Italian is when black tries to take away the soul of the Italian. The soul of the Italian is the bishop on c4, and white can't lose the soul. But unfortunately, sometimes we can't stop it. It kind of kills the game, white's game, when they trade out this bishop. The beautiful bishop on c4.
You're being so dramatic.
I know.
Soul killed.
It is a soul position. Why not? It's the Italian bishop.
All right, so let's see.
It's Fischer's favorite piece, actually. The light square bishop is my favorite piece, too. The light square bishop is my favorite piece, and same as Bobby Fischer, I believe.
Okay, but I'm not sure what white is doing here right now, to be honest. Because if we want to play bishop e3, we can do it right now to get the soul of the game.
Well, that's not black soul. This is white soul.
Okay.
But sure, you can. I guess it could be black soul too. I don't see why not. Yeah, sure.
Right, because we can play bishop e3 immediately, but white goes h3.
Actually, so let's talk about what Hartman Chess said. Knight h7 it seems like a mistake here. Now, what do you think about that? That's an important move, right? Let's go back. One more move, knight h7. Like, what is black trying to do with knight h7? Play f5?
So definitely that's the goal.
Yeah.
So that will need also the king to be removed, unless
I
black decides to play like bishop e6.
This idea doesn't. I have seen it with the bishop on e7, but I have not seen it with bishop on c5. And I think the reason is that have you heard? Obviously, when somebody tries to attack you on the king side of the flank, the common saying is. Finish the sentence.
Sorry.
We're playing finish the sentence here.
It's still attacking the center,
right?
But
you don't
I
believe
don't.
That?
I mean, this is the rule. Like, it's not very useful.
Yeah, it's not useful.
No, I don't think it's useful because I mean it's one of the rules that's discussed in this book. Move first, think later.
Okay.
And there are like bunch of rules that like. And statistically, the author is saying there that like this rule is not really like legit because very often when someone attacks on the side, like you're incapable of attacking the center and all that. I mean, it's a rule you learn, but I don't know how useful it is actually in a game, to be honest.
I think it's useful because so these are general guidelines that you learn, obviously, and it works at a certain level. And then when you get at a higher level, they make sure it doesn't work anymore. But that's kind of unfair, right? Because the reason that the more experienced player started the attack on the king side is because they know that the center attack doesn't work. But to most players, like general players who are not so experienced, it does apply, right? So we learn these rules as kids, and then of course at the higher level it starts to not apply anymore because they don't let those situations happen, right? I think in this position it applies. Right?
In this position,
I think so. Because
I mean, knight h7 seems like a very normal move. You want to remove the king, you want to play f5. Right. That's like a plan that I always like to play.
But we can punch in the center with d4 at any time. And the bishop is there too.
Yeah, that's the problem that like quickly we can go into the center and maybe, grab this and then make more islands.
So with the bishop, with the bishop on e7, maybe that one tempo that white gets is maybe not as also the bishop on e4 assists in many of the knight g5 ideas or bishop g5 right ideas for black. So and also white can initiate trades with bishop e3 if need be as well, just trading one more piece, right? Although I'm not sure if that's absolutely necessary. So this move knight h7 takes a lot of time.
But why is playing bishop e3?
Which is also fine. I don't really think it's a bad move because d4 there was a take bishop b4 idea, which I'm not 100% sure. Although this is still fine because white seems to be defending, like taking the sting out of the attack before it even begins, right? Although knight h7 is, it's not too horrible if black can play knight g5 and trade off the knights, I suppose. But
I'm expecting probably bishop e6 here to try to trade. Oh, but that is a problem.
You think the fork happens? But that pawn is not really takeable because it's always a trap.
Because there's always this
and
and
queen
that.
queen d7, right? And then
queen d7 now actually traps the whole queen.
Yeah. So we don't want that. So I don't think white should go for that.
Bishop e6 is a possibility. White can develop a knight
here. Knight
d2
seems good here. Oh, by the way, black played king h8.
Oh, king h8. Okay, so
black is
serious about really wanting to go for f5.
I like this plan and I want this plan. That's what black's saying.
Okay, so we're gonna come back to this game. We see what is black's idea to play f5 to, get an open file here, to develop the bishop and maybe jump back.
I think d4 here.
D4 is a possibility.
It's a candidate move.
Developing the knight is a candidate
Sure,
move.
I kind of want to play d4 first because before f5 lands, maybe that's a better way to do it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to next
Sure.
game. We have another Italian here. So that's board 5.
Okay, board 5.
What do we know about
K-6.
the players?
We're looking at the game between Neeraj and Luca. And Neeraj is from Washington and 2137, and Luca is 1850 from Washington as well.
So we have like almost 300 points difference.
Yeah, so Neeraj is the favorite here in terms of rating, but oftentimes that doesn't matter, especially they're playing on the top board. So both players are quite in form, in shape here, right? Let's see what's happening. Another Italian, yes, we got another Italian.
See.
Cool.
Scotch, no.
No Scotch.
No Scotch Italian. All
Okay.
right, D3, castle, H3. Okay.
H6, sure.
6, knight BD2.
So the reason why white hasn't played C3, at least in my opinion, is because there's many lines where C3 black plays D5, and it's a totally different structure. And then so by playing knight BD2, you're not making your pawn on D3 weakened. So let's say now black plays D5, we can just take knight E4, and okay, knight E4, bishop B. Wait, hold on. What would you play here, Katerina?
What do you mean, bishop?
We just make a move.
I mean, we can go here, we can go there.
What would you pick? You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know. I'm scared that here we have a tactic, something like this happening.
So I had this game. I played this tactic. First I played bishop h6. But you spoiled it for the audience. I was gonna ask them the question.
Oh,
so
no.
I had this position in the game.
But you asked me the question, what do I play?
Right.
And I have to reason with that.
Right, I just
so-
wanted to move, that's why. Okay, so in this position, after bishop e6, we have a beautiful tactic, which happened in a game I played. And I had this tactic so many times. So I remember in this game, I almost touched the rook on f1, rook e1 or something. It wasn't this exact position. But then I was like, wait a second.
I mean, this is a pattern you
Yeah.
see that you think about this, and suddenly you see that that's a possibility,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I think your brain is like, okay, can I make it work? And then you see this
Yeah.
bishop that can actually grab
Yeah,
this and
it's a beautiful
remove the
tactic.
defender.
So this was in 2017 U.S. Amateur Team Championship I played in, board 1. And I was thinking about this position. I was like, okay, so I played bishop takes h6 first because remember the Italian soul, the bishop. So if I play bishop takes d5 and then bishop h6 and black declines to take the bishop, I lost my light square bishop. So I first took the h6 pawn, and now if he takes the bishop on h6, then bishop takes d5, and now if you want to get my bishop on the Italian soul, you're going to lose your queen. And so at least white wins the pawn if black declines. In the game, you guys, if you guys want to see the full game, it's a very short game. I will show it to you guys. Let me know in the chat. It's a miniature. I remember the game from 2017. It's a beautiful game with this bishop h6 sacrifice. It's a cool positional kind of lecture almost. But bishop h6 was a good sacrifice. It happened. This theme occurs a lot of times in the Italian. Hartman Chess says yes. Okay. All right. That's all I need. Okay. May I? Or it wasn't this position. It was with c3.
Okay.
So on move 5, I played castle. Yeah, so this is fine. c3 castles. c3 castles by black. Knight d2. d5. Takes. Knight e4. Bishop e6. Castles. And h6 was played. Something like this. Okay, so here I didn't play automatic developing move. I sensed that there was a tactic. Bishop takes h6. So opponents realized, oh, I really messed up. My opponent messed up. He didn't want to, of course, take the bishop and then make the king set open. So he played bishop to e6, which makes sense. So I'm like, okay, mission accomplished. I got my pawn. Let's come back. Yeah, there. Why not, right? And then rook e8 was played.
This can be sometimes.
Yeah, rook e8 was played. And then, rook e8 was played. And now I played... let's ask the audience, like, what is the best move here? When I teach kids, I show this position. I'm like, what is the best move here? What would you play as white here? I think you already said it, but it's like, and many people say like queen b3 or something. I'm like, no, but that's the wrong side, right? We should attack the king side here, and what better? And which piece should we improve here? So the answer is obviously the knight on f3, right? Knight of g5. And here's a beautiful line. So during this game, I was so excited. This line, okay? I played this move, and I was praying. When I saw this, I was like, this is so beautiful. I was praying that this would happen in the game. So in this position, what would black play probably? In the game, he played bishop f5, but I was thinking maybe he'll play f6. It's a bad move, f6, right? Just to get the knight out. So I was thinking this. Knight takes e6. Rook takes e6. Okay, now you see this whole Italian soul bishop is like pinning, right? So what would you play here?
Queen
d4. Now queen d7, white to play and win. Oh, I saw this and I was like, that's the most beautiful move I've seen. Knight takes f6. That pawn is protected 3 times, but there are 3 pins in the position. The queen is pinning the pawn on g7, and the rook's pinned, and the knight's pinned. I mean, this is so beautiful, knight f6. And I was calculating this during the game. I'm like, I hope this happens. I hope this happens. I hope this happens. And my opponent didn't fall into this. But it's such a pretty move, queen takes. It shows the power of pins, right? Knight f6 is such a beautiful move. And I was really hoping that I would get this in the game.
So what happened?
So in the game, knight f6 didn't happen. He ended up playing bishop f5. And I was like, aw. so I played queen f3 here. And the same tactic, bishop g6, bishop takes d5. You see how the pattern is recurring. Knight won the piece. And the queen takes d5, knight f6.
It's a discovered attack.
Yeah, and I won the queen and I won the game. So it was a very
that's what happened?
Quick game I show kids just to show like the lesson I would show is the power of how activating your pieces can help, right? And how important the Italian bishop on c4 can be. Just kept it's basically the important pieces in this game were the bishop on c4 and the knight on e4, right? Those 2 pieces were really, really like paying off huge dividends here. And that queen g4 position is just very aesthetically pleasing.
Nice game. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's see what happened in the game.
So Hartman, let me know if you guys like that game. That's my game I play against in the U.S. amateur team. So I lecture about that game sometimes.
One thing to think about is d6. It's when this pawn is defending this guy. Mm-hmm. Now this knight is free to kind of wander and try to take that bishop. So that's the moment where usually you play like either c3 or a3 and maybe think about defending that bishop.
Thank you, Hartman, chess and casual player. Thank you very much.
So let's go back to the position where did we finish? Wait, we didn't look at it this far.
Sorry, so he plays d5, right? It's interesting. We might get some similar themes in this game, especially if the bishop is on b6, right? We actually could get a similar theme. For example, after
maybe
bishop
we wasted a little bit more time, but you couldn't have expected black to play d5, right? And maybe black wouldn't have played it if the knight stayed on d2.
Oh, so bishop b6 was played, so we won't get the same theme. But it's good to know these ideas, right?
So bishop e5, so no jumps here.
Well, here
white is kind of waiting.
It's protected, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
this could look appealing here. Takes, but there is like a kind of tactical trick, which is bishop takes f2. So let's look at that. Just knight takes here, thinking we got a pawn, but then this bishop takes f2. King takes, and just developing this queen.
Yes.
And white is in big trouble.
Most of the times when people this high rated give up a free pawn, there's no free lunch. Trust me, usually there's no free lunch. So knight e5 is not happening here. Bishop f2 is
So bishop b5 kind of pinning the knight, kind of using also the idea that black played a5, so there's no way to kick the bishop away with a6.
It's a classic move, bishop b5 after
and
a5.
then thinking about takes, and actually just recapturing with the knight. All right, so black retreated, bishop d7.
This seems very standard with the whole game. Although I'm not 100% sure about bishop e6, bishop d7 being played like consecutively. But it seems like both players are playing like decent moves. Although the last, bishop d7, bishop e6, I'm not 100% sure about. So.
Now what to do here with white pieces?
By the way, was there an option for black to just allow the bishop takes c6 to happen and just, I'm not sure.
What would you want to play here?
That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to protect. f6 is kind of weird, right? But playable.
Because you don't have any like queen f6 because there's always these jumps.
Yeah. f6 maybe it's a move to consider, but it's a little bit suspicious.
I don't like this bishop here. That can be a target.
Maybe bishop e6 is a mistake, right? That black played after knight g3. I think there's a
I
better
think
move
mistake
than
is like a strong
word.
Because it seems like a developmental move, but it is like blocking the rook potentially. But where else to put the bishop, right? I mean, this pawn, this is square.
Let me
this
try to remember.
You
here.
cannot do that because you just lose this. So you could think about like b6, bishop b7, or you can. Wait. Sometimes you can wait with that bishop and think about maybe moving the queen, like moves like knight b6. But you probably want that knight to get here.
Yeah, it's a tricky position. I wonder. This d5 move that black played is very sharp because it opens the position, right? So black is signing up for like a big fight by playing d5 for sure, right?
I feel like move like bishop
x6.
b6. What do you think about a move like bishop b6? Just like getting out of that stuff.
I like that.
And then thinking what to do next.
And after knight e4, we can play bishop e6 to avoid that trick again, with bishop d5, bishop h6. Something like this.
Okay, but bishop e6 seems normal. Bishop b5, bishop d7.
Casual player has a comment. I've done this, by the way. So with the a5, yeah, exactly. So with a5 in h6, what black played after move 10 knight f1, d5 is not the most popular plan, and I've done this too. Usually the plan here is bishop e6, and then even queen to b8. And I actually had.
We have a bunch of games here.
Yeah, Nakamura.
Wesley
Zhou
against Nakamura, Duda against Nakamura, McShane against Adams. So very.
Yeah, so bishop e6 is the most
bishop
consistent
e6
move.
Most popular variation. Bishop a7 is also.
Oh, Katerina, can you look at this line? Bishop e6. Let's say the pawn's on a4. I've seen this queen b8 idea, and a casual player is also recommending this. Like, let's somehow play this move, bishop e6, sure, and then play a4 or something. Just play a4, and it's queen b8. Queen b8 is a move here. Queen b8, queen a7. Like, it's a funny move. I tried to play this against grandmasters to Copen and Charlotte like 2 years ago. This is the exact position I think we had, actually. I'm pretty sure. No? It seems like I had this exact position. Maybe bishop b5, bishop d7. Can you play two more moves? Bishop b5, bishop d7 or something? Maybe? Are there any games? No. Okay.
Nope.
But it's a classic position. Something like this is very common. There's also a very good game. Wesley So playing black against Anand. And So beat Anand in a very equal position that stemmed from this game. Very, very amazing game, actually. How, like, it's a simple game, but it shows how simple positions can have a lot of sting, if white's not careful. So, yeah.
So this is an alternative, not to push for d5, but just play this more positional structure.
Yeah. This is an interesting idea.
Black wanted to play something more open. I mean, I understand that, you open the position, you get really nice knight in the center, you think about jumping somewhere. Yeah. But it also has its drawbacks because this bishop is active, this rook is suddenly active. And black has to figure out what to do about that position.
Let's move on because I think he's thinking.
Okay, so we have bishop d7. So white now is thinking maybe going just back for a draw or something. Or
I wouldn't take a draw to bishop
This
c4.
is something we wouldn't recommend. Again, there are always like tricks, something like that happening. Or
yes.
Wait, is it now happening?
It should be, right?
Okay, because we have
Rook
this
e5.
move, right?
Rook e5, rook e5,
we have
bishop
something
f2.
better here. We have maybe queen f6 also.
With the knight f3 back, yeah.
So if we go queen here, knight there.
Oh, just d4. D4 after queen
Oh,
f6.
there's actually d4.
Yeah.
That's correct. This is very strong because now that knight is guarded. This bishop is.
So rook e5, rook
Okay,
e5,
so we
bishop
have to
f2.
play. Go for this. Rook takes.
Bishop
Rook
f2,
takes.
and if king h2.
And if the king takes, we have
there's
queen
there's rook
f6.
f5 though, right? Oh, no.
Oh, there's this move.
Wait a second.
Well, if we have this,
Yeah.
if black doesn't have
catch,
queen
good catch,
f6
Pete.
here, then we can think about actually grabbing that pawn.
Interesting. Is it possible that black just thought that this works and then didn't check the difference with the bishop gone? Because the bishop was usually on the bishop was on c8 before, right? When you first stacked it. Now the bishop's on c7.
So okay, so in that means that here probably black has to take this
Yeah,
way,
but then
like-
there's no point in playing bishop d7, right? If you're gonna do that.
But now we may. Yeah, we are still gonna go for this.
Now we can't because knight e5 rook e5, right? Or am I going insane? Now knight e5 rook e5 works for black.
But can we switch it rook e5 first?
That's something else that I didn't think about.
Yeah. And even if we didn't go, I think we can now just grab this pawn. But even if we couldn't, like this pawn structure.
And in the other line, we couldn't do it either. We could have done the other line too, right? The after bishop takes c6 as well, rook e5, just if you wanted to.
Yeah, probably we can do it too here. Yeah, so okay, we're gonna come back to see if we have another game. I think on board 2, right? We were thinking if they're gonna grab the pawn too. So all right, let's move on to next game.
Oh, you mean the 94 one, right?
Yeah.
Should we go back to that really quickly?
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it board 2?
I think it was. Yeah, let's try that. No, it was board 1 maybe. Or is it Nikash? Might be Nikash actually. Yes.
No. Oh, so
That's
he didn't
game.
go.
He didn't play it.
So we were here thinking if they're gonna go.
Knight takes e4.
Nikash is gonna grab this pawn, but he went for g4.
G5 line, which we also discussed.
This is okay. All right, let's go.
I like black's position there.
Let's go to. Is this board 1 in K5 championship?
Let's find out.
Or still are we
What's
in
their
K6?
names? We have playing Sefer
against Narayan.
Okay, I think that this might be. Let me just check really quickly. What board is that? So it's probably actually still no. We're still. I think we have like 8 boards or at least 8.
Okay,
boards.
so we are 6th board in K6
yeah.
championship,
Sefer,
and we have French.
It's from California, 2080, playing white against Venkatesh Narayan, who is from New Jersey in 1933. So 100-point differential, 150 points, something like that.
So we have French.
French. Okay.
I think is this the first time we see French?
I think so. French is not so common among kids. Hello, Rampagers. Welcome back. For parents, anyone watching, feel free to say hello. We'd love to have you interact in the chat. I'm looking at it right now. So
French is not very popular because it locks out this bishop of
yes,
the game. Usually
yes.
we like the bishop to be out first before we play e6. But there is some, there are some ideas that black has, and that is putting pressure on the d file, on the d4 square. And then just waiting with the bishop and maybe developing it later. And also, white kind of played 2 moves to get the pawn there, and we can attack the center with 1 move, playing f6.
Are you a fan of the French?
Not a huge fan, but I feel there is. I always used to think that like French is really bad, and now I see that white can very easily overpush and get into trouble if white is just not careful. So I feel like if you're a very patient player, if you study French, you can reap some benefits out of that.
Yeah, for me it's like, let's just say that if I had to play the French every game, I would quit chess. Like it just doesn't do it for me. It's just so irrational and closed and just.
But look at this idea. I like this. So black is very quickly getting rid of that only problem of its own position.
That's new. Also, hello, Monosipiad. Hello, how you doing?
Because usually black goes with like knight c6 and then maybe f6, bishop e7 and targeting this. Maybe even leaving sometimes the king in the center and playing stuff like rook c8, or then figuring out maybe to castle short side. But here black is doing none of that and just quickly going for trade of that light square bishop, the only problem in French position. And when we're gonna get rid of the bishop, then we continue development, and black is fine. I like this. What do you think about this idea?
I've never seen it before. Why haven't I seen it before?
Maybe we have to check if there is like actual problem, like I don't know, getting checkmated or something. So
why haven't I seen this before? Did white play something weird in the opening out of queen b6?
I mean, what if I take here? No, probably go back. I mean, white has also like, okay, I castled, I have developed knights, I can play some like h4 stuff with, and just
Can we
finishing
go back
the
to like move
development.
4 after queen b6? Because usually they play knight c6, right? Queen b6 is a little bit spicy, like it's a little bit new. And then bishop d7, yeah, so this is,
What?
yeah, Pete's saying queen a6 after knight c, but yeah, I just want to see like, is there something else?
What else do you want to do here?
Is there not? Yeah, I'm not 100%
Seems very
sure.
natural.
Yeah, okay. So after,
I mean, you can probably play something like, I don't know, a4 to stop it, but it seems...
Pete was saying after bishop b5, trade knight c3, queen a6.
Well, it seems this is like it's weight variation, Licha is saying. A lot of... Okay, so takes, Bishop b5. Oh, we still have,
Okay, so instead of taking...
Sweetler, Gelfand.
So taking might be a mistake because the queen gets on the diagonal. So knight c3 actually makes sense because we force them to take us, and then we can develop our queen too.
So popular line. A lot of Kramnik plays this a lot. Ivanchuk. Okay.
So could white have deviated anywhere in this opening so far after queen b6 on move 5?
Let's see. After queen b6,
No, knight
knight
f3 is
f3, the main
and then
move.
bishop d7. And
They play a3 here.
a3 is okay.
So usually a3 you want to play b4 and kind of force this pawn to capture and then have like a really nice pawn structure.
Yeah, a3 is an anti-bishop b5 move because at least we save a tempo on, kind of, right? Because we can take
Bishop
the
b5 is still possible. Oh, there's some c4
There's some really
stuff.
weird lines here, it seems like.
Okay, that's too complicated. Let's not get into it.
I guess the thing about French that annoys me is that you can never figure any of this out over the board. These are it's so strategic, and even computers can't help you sometimes. You just have to prepare this beforehand. It's impossible to figure out like the consequences of these. Like it's a strategic opening, right? Where like you don't see the effects of your move. It's so deep and rich and complicated. You can't just calculate and find a move. It requires a lot of preparation beforehand. So like if you're hit with a new move, you're in trouble as white.
I don't know. I'm not that focused on openings, honestly. I'm not an expert, and I don't rely on like opening knowledge that much. I feel like.
But against French, I think you need to know. You can't just wing it against French with white.
All right, so we are getting into some complications here. So black played knight c6 to attack the d4 pawn, and white is like, I don't care. I'm just developing my knight.
I like that.
And the black is not capturing this, but black played knight h6. So let's see what would have happened. If it goes here,
that's instant loss, right?
This is attacking. So we take.
Queen b5.
Queen takes. Queen b5. There are no pieces to kind of protect the king. And also this is coming, and then the rook is coming, and this is
It's slightly better for white, this position.
This is slightly
better.
Very problematic. This and this. Yeah, you don't want to do that. So that's kind of good to know, because sometimes people get too worried about like defending their pawns, and then they like tangle up their pieces. But here white is like, no, I don't care about this. I'm fine. You can take it. I'm just continuing my development.
I like how white played it. Bishop h6. I like it.
So black is continuing development as well, playing knight h6 instead of playing maybe move like here.
That's interesting, right? Black offered, hey, you want to take it? Because I'm going to go to f5 either way.
I mean, black's idea is that it opens up file on the white king, and secondly, there are some weak dark squares. So black is happy that there is no dark square bishop anymore to exploit these dark squares. But it's it messes up pawn structure, so it's something for something, right? You can't have everything. So black is happy to have a file and maybe more control over the dark squares, but it runs into the problem.
I think both players are kind of happy here. Like black is happy to have a French kind of position according to his preparation maybe, and white's happy to get a game. Like it seems like both players have ideas here. Both players can make plans. White could try to play on the c file, and knight a4, knight c5 or something, or a3, b4, b5, and black can play on the g file. So I guess there are things to look forward to for both players here.
All right, and we will come back to this game. But rook c1, played very natural move, trying to put pressure on this file. All right, let's move on to board 7 in K-6 championship. Oh wow, there's going to be some attack on the king side. All right. So let's just kind of quickly get through the opening.
Between Vidyut Kamesh from Missouri, 1684, and Ilya Levkov from New Jersey, 2011. So that's a pretty 300-point gap.
It's almost 400. Wow. So let's see. But again, people can be easily underrated in these tournaments,
absolutely.
Especially COVID in the past 2 years, or people don't play but practice a lot. So even if you are 300, 400 lower rated player, you can still have a really good game without stronger players, especially when we talk about kids.
Like this is the first year the in-person national championships, I believe, right? Like that people are playing OTB, I think, right? This to 2022. I believe.
Feel like last year.
Last year there was. I'm not sure 100%, but kids having there. Many kids who have like 2-year gap when they didn't play any OTB at all. So a lot of the kids are practicing in their working out in their home, I guess. their home chess gym, and they're getting quite strong. So yeah, you can't trust the ratings for sure.
So let's see. Are we gonna have dragon variant? Oh,
Oh,
wow!
what is that?
Knight BD2. I did
I've
not
never
expect
seen that,
this move.
and I don't like it.
Novelty is not
Want
something you are
Want to
happy
Win Bad
about?
says it's the first OTB national since COVID.
Oh,
Says,
okay.
Okay. I mean, there have been other sections like K through 12 and stuff, which I was a commentator for.
There's a thing I felt like I did commentary last year, but maybe it was not like national championship. It was a different type of USCF tournament.
Yeah.
Okay, so Knight BD2.
Hello, Want to Win Bad. How you doing?
You don't like it?
I don't like it. I don't know what that is.
So usually, I mean, you play this like immediately without thinking. So I got a little bit surprised by Knight BD2, but I think that's something White prepared. I mean, okay, let's see how it unfolds. A6, okay. Bishop C4.
Okay, so you know what this is? This is called I'm making up my own opening, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry, that's what it seems like.
I mean, sometimes it could be. It's just like we talk about some players, being like more higher rated, who are just like, I want to get out of the opening and just play chess. I don't want to have my opponent like playing like 30 moves that they memorized at home. I just want to play chess.
Right.
So I want a new kind of position that my opponent is not prepared for.
But when I saw the next two moves, when I saw Bishop D3, I know it's fully made up. Like
Bishop D3 is. I thought you want to hide that bishop there, but okay.
This is really dangerous, actually. Sicilian with D4. Just like the French, you cannot just ring this one, because black will be better before you, in a blink of an eye, black's going to be better. And you don't want that when you're playing white, first move advantage. Yeah, black is already taking over, right? Like, okay, I'm not sure about knight c5, honestly, but it seemed like black is better in this position. Black already has his queen side space.
Black is very happy. This bishop is
happy.
Here, this knight is attacking here, this knight is ready to join.
And it's not white's, it's not like white's a bad player. It's just that you have to prepare this opening. You need to have at least one setup ready against this. I think black was going to play the knight off probably from what I see.
So compared to black, white still needs to develop this bishop and figure out where to put this rook.
Yes.
But okay, it's still I think black is definitely equalized. Maybe starting to
take over. Yeah, if
slightly better.
If you equalize in Sicilian, there's this, they're saying like, you're probably better already because most end games are better and position statically you're better. I'm not a big fan of the knight c5 by black.
Yeah,
I think it was going to be a little bit.
Here we see that this can be some attack there with the knights. Greek gift, right?
Greek gift, yeah. Like yesterday.
So maybe knight c5 could have waited and again playing maybe like rook c8.
We should start calling that Greek gift the Trojan horse from now on.
Okay. All right, so let's see what happens. Okay. So knight c5, not big fans of changing the pawn structure and allowing this pawn to be pushed at some moment.
It's still okay for black. It's just that maybe white's a little bit can breathe a little easier now, right? White has something going for him too. Yeah.
Okay, so now white commits to e5. There is still developmental move that you can do.
I think black's going to regret this this knight c5 because I don't like what the king is looking really bad right now.
So right now this is not dangerous because I have this, right?
Is that a draw? Offer draw?
That's a draw offer. Maybe I can.
Can you sack the queen, or is that too much? It's too much because bishop d3 is hanging. I was getting a little excited here because bishop d3, and then you take. If you didn't lose bishop d3, then we would be able to do it. But here we only have rook and a knight. But if our bishop on d3 was protected, I think that's actually viable. Right?
Okay, maybe.
But we don't need to do that yet. I'm always looking for a way to sacrifice my queen.
Okay, what happened is bishop g3. Yeah, makes sense.
Was played, right? Yeah. So yeah, this diagonal being open like this, pawn on e5. This wouldn't have happened if, black's pawn was still on d6. So black might regret this.
But I'm not sure I'm happy about the bishop being here, to be honest. Like that's why I felt like playing first.
Rook d1 first, right? So
here,
you tuck it back in c1.
Whatever. Let's say you do the same thing, and then when I do this, I can actually just move back the bishop. Yes. And it seems like the bishop is returning, and it's like not developed and staying badly. But actually, the bishop is ready to play on this diagonal to grab the pawn at any moment, and it's not blocking the rook here anymore. So the bishop, maybe this is the best spot for the bishop right now.
Yeah, I have told my students, like sometimes you don't even need to develop your bishop on c1. like in my game that I showed, right, with the bishop h6 sacrifice, the bishop, if there's a pawn on h6, your bishop is already developed. Like, it's already pointed.
Yeah, it has a target.
It has a target, so you don't need to. So in that game, like, the bishop was already developed, right? So here it's the same thing. The point of moving the bishop was to get the rook out.
But the difference here is that what happened in the game, if we play immediately e5, now this looks kind of ugly.
Ooh, somebody gifted us up. Thank you, Casual Player, for gifting a subscription to Matt. Very kind.
Yeah, this looks a little bit ugly, although I feel like we can maybe do some e4, but I don't like I don't like when I have to lock my pieces in. So I don't know if e5 is maybe a little premature.
You think it was premature? Possibly.
But because what's the future? Okay, that did not happen. Let bishop g3. What's the future of this bishop?
Yeah.
It's not great unless we like move the king, then move the knight, play f3, and maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been a slight inaccuracy for sure. Okay.
Let's move on. Last board in K6 championship.
Yes.
Oh wow! So. And another kind of
actually,
just let's get out of the.
There's actually 10 boards.
10 boards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do this one too, and then we'll skip to.
Yeah, let's go then do K5 championship, the first board.
This is between Julian Colville from California, who's 1950, and Daud Yakupov from Michigan, I believe.
And we have a result on board 5.
And he's 1600. So 1600 versus.
There's
already a result.
But okay, let's just look at this opening. I like b3. I feel like playing in Sicilian, sometimes e4, b3 is just like a cool way to, again, get out of theory and just play
It's
chess.
interesting for blitz. I'm not sure about classical, though. But okay.
Okay. I feel like kids start to like develop the knight this way and this way instead of here and there, no?
Yeah, we saw a couple of those today, yes.
Okay.
Suspicious, frankly.
But here it kind of makes sense because white wants to play f4 at some moment, so they don't want the knight to be like stopping that pawn. All right. Castle here. Yep, it's coming. And now we will have like something like that.
Thank you. Casual Player says you're the most welcome. Kudos to you folks for streaming and providing educational commentary. I hope this channel grows and becomes one of the mainstream channels for chess.
Oh, thank you so much. Kind. That's so cool.
Okay, so looks like I like everything about White's position except the bishop on b5, who looks lonely. Could White have
I'm just worried for this bishop being trapped.
You know, White could have chopped it off, right? Like a couple moves earlier.
Yeah,
was there a chance?
It's either now or never. But this is a cool way of playing from black. Let's see. I like this idea of like, okay, I'm removing.
Although, you know, bishop c4 after a6, bishop c4 ain't that bad. It's not so bad because we could take up the b pawn after knight takes, and then it's cool. So maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe black's bishop on g4 could be a target practice for white's queen and pawns, right? So h3 is correct. I like h3. And so happened h3, a6, bishop c4.
Forcing the bishop.
Bishop c4, cool, no big deal.
Wait a second.
Oh, are you looking for sacrifices again?
Looking, just looking what's happening here. Because I always like to make sure that, you know, when somebody attacks us, we just don't have a reflex to like move it away.
Yeah,
like I feel like some people capture, we have reflexes to recapture. People attack us, we have like, and it's good to like take a pause and like, okay, do I actually want to do it? Because I mean, we can take here, but no, I think it's the best to move it. All right, let's do it.
You know how much time an opponent take for bishop c4?
1 second.
5 seconds. Yeah, you're right. It should have taken at least like 30 seconds to a minute for sure.
No, it just, I mean, 5 seconds is like 5-second delay, so.
Not enough. You gotta write the move. You know.
All right, bishop d5. Oh, wow.
e5.
e5, so white wants this knight to get there. But this
or wants to win a pawn.
Wanted to get,
You're trying to win no, that's not even a pawn because bishop f6. Yeah, you can't even win a pawn here.
This seems like such a natural move.
Natural move, yes. Knight takes d5. Knights belong on outposts.
Putting some pressure
here. Let's see what happened though. Like what the idea was.
But I understand here we have some pressure.
Yeah, which we can't take yet. But yes.
Here.
94. Okay.
90. Yep. I mean, these knights are beautiful with this rook and bishop behind.
They're pretty good. Yeah.
I like this position. I feel like, I mean, if we like flip the board for a second, like it feels a little dangerous for black. Let's face that. No, you're like, I feel totally safe.
I agree. It's not that bad though, but I agree.
Okay, so what happened next? So black played f5.
Wow, So casual player was saying ED. I like ED5 because to take away the E6 square, which is kind of interesting because F5 was played, which is weakening the E6 square. So black doesn't care, or black is underestimating it. Pete says D5 outpost is considered strongest outpost. Really? I didn't know that. That makes sense. D5 is a very strong outpost. Did black just blunder this? Hi, Aiden. Aiden, are you a player? Because I feel like I've seen you here before. Or are you you just... No, you can't be a player. But you definitely played in a US in a nationals, right? I'm not sure.
So what is knight takes c5? If they take, we are not going to take queen takes. That would be a big mistake because of this. And we're going to lose the bishop.
So black blundered.
But if we take with the bishop, we won a pawn. But let's see if...
That happened.
So, that happened.
That was weird.
I was thinking about like maybe some stuff, but I don't feel like anything is actually working because we have d4 there. So let's say.
So black might have miscalculated something.
Okay, so let's see what happens. So takes, bishop took, bishop g5.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean now white is just very happy. Everything is awesome. Extra pawn. This knight here blocking and ready to jump there.
Yeah, so let's just keep going quickly because this is not looking good for black. That pass pawn is dangerous.
And this pawn is also for grabs. Yep, it's being taken.
Yeah, Aiden, I think I remember you from the Charlotte Nationals because I was commentating for that. Right? Were you in my channel?
Yeah, I mean, white is doing such a great job here. This pawn,
this is over, yeah.
putting pressure, just advancing.
Good coordination.
Oh, rook e6 now.
Yeah. Okay, so white played an interesting opening, and black did not react to it as well as required.
All right, we're gonna move back just to quickly see on board 5 what happened here. There was like supposedly a blunder here. Oh, bishop d7 is supposedly a blunder. We were looking. Yeah.
Oh,
so white
he fell for this. he fell for this.
So he took with knight. Wait.
And black played bishop f2 first, which is the blunder. We were just talking about this. Rook f5. He missed rook f5.
He really missed rook f5. Wow. Yeah, that's... So we were looking at that, but...
We were looking at that, and I mean, frankly, we also kind of didn't see it in the beginning, but we're not playing the game.
No, I was showing that variation.
But we first we thought it worked for black. This worked.
Did we think that?
Yeah, I remember. We didn't see rook f5 immediately. Pete saw it.
Wow. But also, I mean, we see that like bishop takes f2 was played after 20 seconds. That's...
Yeah, I think this is like I call this like entering a tunnel. Like this is a 4-move sequence, right? And when you sack the pawn on e5, you're entering the tunnel, and the last move is sacrificing the bishop and winning the rook back. Now, when you enter the tunnel, you got to make sure that you're coming out of the tunnel, alive. And sometimes you have a chance to like turn back because the tunnel might be leading to a dead end, or a cliff.
Yeah.
So black entered the tunnel and didn't come out because it wasn't going anywhere.
Okay, this is sad, but I mean, good job for I guess white for seeing it and not being worried about this sack and seeing this rook f5, because that's also important to acknowledge that as white you have to see it, otherwise you can go just for knight takes e5. All right, let's go now to K5 first board.
Aiden saying round 5 board. Can you tell me what exact game you're talking about, Aiden? Let me know, okay?
So we have Aiden against Carter. So, Aiden here has perfect score, 5 points. He's from California, 2015 rating, against Carter, who has 4.5 points from New York, 2000.
Okay, but that's round 5. So we're looking at round 6 right now. So that's why maybe we shouldn't go to that.
What?
He was saying there was a cool game in round 5, board 1.
Okay, I'm going with this game. Let's see.
Okay,
Sicilian.
is this K through 6? Is it K through 5?
K through 5 first board.
Okay, Aiden Liu, the other Aiden. There's another Aiden in chat. Again, so Aiden is from California, 2015 rated, and Carter is from New York and 2033. So pretty even.
I just said.
Oh, you said it? I'm so sorry. I was talking to Aiden.
Okay, so we have Sveshnikov
here.
Oh, that's my favorite line here. I would like to play c4.
I don't know much about this line with white, but I know that c4 is a move. It's c3 and c4 are two moves. Yeah, this seems like theoretical.
g3, castle, bishop g2. So we have a really nice knight here. Black has a weakness here that we can, target later in the game. But we do want to acknowledge that black has a pair of bishops, right? And sometimes it can go with like, g6, hiding the bishop, f5. Or sometimes even, okay, there's already a5 played, but sometimes you like reroll the queen here.
So you like the Sveshnikov aggressive opening. Is this your like main opening, or?
I like to play this for white.
Oh, for white, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is your favorite opening, if you have one?
For white or for black?
It doesn't matter.
So I'm starting to play like London with white for the past like 5 years. So I think it's like very easy, just getting some advantage.
You say London?
London is awesome. Hello to everyone who loves playing London.
That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much.
So we have this position.
I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
It's okay. If London is what's gonna separate it and make a difference, I have to.
Now, funny thing about London, it's a good opening.
It's a great opening.
It's a good opening. So I have all these students who face the London, and I'm like, it's gonna get annoying, So what I did is I learned it myself, and I started playing it as white. You learn what you hate, or you don't like. And then I mastered it for both sides, and I'm like, now I know when I play white what I don't like. So I basically started to tell my students, like, oh, you should play this against London, because when I play London, I didn't like when they played this. So there's so many good ways to play against London nowadays. That's why I stopped playing it, because I played it in tournaments too.
I think the strategy overall is very good, like to play opening for both colors. So you learn like how to face it and also how to fight against it. And then you get an idea of like which position fits you, and also like which way to actually play.
You can actually, sometimes playing an opening that you don't like or understand is a good strategy. It also expands your horizons, right? Like it really does. Hi, Frankie. We have Storm and Frankie in the chat. Let's see.
All right, so here we have white playing knight d3. So the idea is probably to stop black from playing f5. Because if you play f5 here, you have to be really careful about this bishop suddenly being opened and targeting the knight. So g6, black is preparing it. Queen d3, just ready to double up. Yep, that's what happened.
So you really like London opening. I hope it's just a face.
What?
You really like the London opening. I don't really
I mean, I'm not a very active player,
That's
like maybe you are. So I also feel that London is like you study the lines, you know what you want to accomplish, and you just accomplish it, and you either make a draw or you win.
It's kind of the easy way out, though, kind of, right? Like
so it's kind of safe, and I mean, surprisingly, I have very good results. Like I won with Anna Zatonsky during US Championships. I had like great position against Irina Crush like few years back with pawn up. So I think I have very good results because it's just so safe, and if black really wants to win against you, it has to sometimes over push, and then it can backfire.
I see. Okay.
All right, so here black is kind of ignoring this pawn because white still can't really take it. Has to be careful about its queen. Oh yeah, but at some moment, like you have to
Aiden
be careful. I may take it.
Why king h1 and not knight d5?
So I think with king h1, white is preparing to play f4.
Knight d5 is not a move that you want to play.
With knight d5,
Just queen.
I play queen c5. This queen is so annoying, like on c5, because it's like looking at this diagonal, and if you try to like reroute the knight or something, you're also giving up this square.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible to play this, but like, what's next? What do you want to think? What do you want to play? Because if you are not gonna, I mean, now you actually have this and that, maybe.
King g7, though, right? Knight's hanging.
I cannot go here. Just have to go back.
The king is a fighting piece.
And there is no tricks, so I just have to go back. Yeah. So I understand king h1. King h1 makes sense. We do want to do this at some moment. Black captures that. Yep. Oh, this way. I was wondering if I can capture it this way. I know it looks very ugly, but we are controlling this square, and then we just want to grab this guy. But it does look a bit ugly. But
I don't
it's
trust
controlling. You don't trust it? You're not impressed with guarding this? Yeah,
No.
usually you don't want to have these pawns.
Because where does our knight go now? Knight c2, also bad, right? Like, you take away my knight, but your knight's also bad now, really bad.
Yeah, my goal is
C2.
now just to double up and try to get this pawn, because you don't have a dark square bishop, so it can be much worse for you to defend. Alternatively, I mean, this could be weak, but yeah, I don't think I trust
Interesting.
it that
It's a
much,
creative
but-
idea for sure, but maybe Black can reroute the knight to b7 if he has time. Although I'm
So
not
what do you
sure.
play? Okay, so let's play. Let's get an idea of this position.
Okay, so are you threatening to take on d6 now?
Still not, unfortunately. I think you still have this.
Okay, but maybe it's still good to play like rook d8 or something, right? Just to.
But maybe just yeah, you can.
Can we
you-
actually do we have time for this? That's the question.
That's the problem, because here I actually grabbed that.
Yeah, you can grab it.
Yeah, but if you had time, then like rerouting this
Yeah,
knight,
then
then
we're
like
good, we're good.
Black is definitely now pushing for advantage. But you can do that. Okay, so what did you want to do? Rook d8? Which one?
Pete says I actually had this exciting idea in a blitz game. Really? Who are you playing? U.S. chess. Okay, let's see.
F5?
I was thinking just rook d8. I don't know. Is that too lazy of me to just
Which
play
rook?
C rook?
So let's say I'm gonna go this.
Can we go knight b8, knight a6? Is that too bad?
Knight b8.
Why not?
Yeah,
It's an idea, right?
definitely an idea. So let's say if I double up, you go with knight a6. I have to remove the queen.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, you can't really win the pawn on d6 that easily. There's a little traffic jam. There's not enough space to maneuver.
Yeah.
Make an Alkine's gun. Frankie was saying, can you make an Alkine's gun? But Alkine's gun, it doesn't work here. There's no space, right?
I need extra like.
Yeah, you need some room for Alkine's
Space.
gun. The gun is too big. There's no room. It needs 3 squares.
Okay, so that's why white capture with knight, which makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
But now knight is getting square here, and f4. Okay, and we get the
Okay.
position.
Yeah.
Very, still a lot of fight here. White may think about playing f5. So black needs to figure out whether black is gonna play f5 or capture. Oh, we can we capture? Seems dangerous. This knight can be loose. Wait, what is? I wanted to move on to another game, but I want to understand now what actual black is gonna do, because I feel this could be dangerous for black.
It could be. Can black play like f6? I know it's not the greatest move in the world, but at least, but f5 is coming anyway, right? But at least we prevent f6 by...
And if I go here? Because if you play bishop f7, then I take.
Yeah, the pawn is hanging, right?
And this
That's
pawn
the
is
issue.
hanging and
That's an
this-
issue. So that doesn't work. So you had to go... Yeah, actually, never mind. f6 doesn't really help in that regard, does it? It doesn't really help.
Oh, wait, what? Queen d8. Oh wow, so black is not a war. Okay, then we go. I feel like I like this position because when you retreat, then I go
Everything's
there.
happening, right? Knight d5, f6, queen e3, queen e6.
Maybe even like f6, and you can always try for checkmates.
Yes. Black
Plus,
did not
after f6, you have some jokes like that.
prophylactic enough, yeah.
Huh.
How did this happen again? How did this position, like the last few months of knight e3? Knight d4 is played. Yeah, knight d4 may be premature, right? Like, because that even hurt the idea of playing like ef4. And I'm not sure. Knight d4 didn't seem like the right move, in my opinion. Maybe because it didn't do anything about f4. In fact, it maybe strengthened it.
But I like white's play, like king h1, everything developed, and then just push for f4. All right, good job.
Okay,
Let's
so
look
yeah,
at
white might win this after f6, like Pete said. Okay,
Let's look at board 2.
board 2 of the K-5 championship, and we have Marcus Zeng playing white from Michigan, I believe, and Yusuf Manzurov from New York. So 1800 white and 1900 black. And we already have an endgame, opposite color bishop endgame. Wow.
Let's just see what was the opening,
Okay,
and then
let's
we're gonna
go.
just get back.
Okay.
Okay.
We got a queen's gambit declined.
All right.
E3, which is not the most popular.
I mean, now it makes sense to develop this knight this way.
B6, E4. So why kind of? I'm not sure this exact line.
We saw a similar opening yesterday, right? And we were kind of very happy with this bishop being this way. But this guy managed to get on this diagonal quickly, and maybe something like c5 is going to come at some moment.
I don't like how White's playing this, especially bishop e2. Admission of guilt almost. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna move my bishop back. And you're not supposed to. This doesn't seem like the momentum. Like, White should already have his rooks connected right by now, right? Like.
But wait, I mean, I thought we need to prepare c5. What if we just
at least DC? Yeah, at least DC. Bishop e2 does not look correct.
I mean, if you take
it and get a slightly better position.
Like, okay, we have you know,
queen e2 and then connect the rooks.
Three islands.
Yeah. Bishop three islands exactly. So why should?
Oops.
We should make give Black more islands to worry about.
I don't know why this didn't go for this.
Because he wasn't watching my commentary yesterday about islands.
I feel like as Black, I thought that maybe we want to prepare it.
C5 d7 bishop f3, Katerina.
Are we missing something?
Bishop takes f3.
Oh.
Now our bishop on d3 hangs.
No, so you
we
see?
also have islands after that gf3.
So Yusuf didn't watch your commentary because he found something smarter. No. Oh, actually, it was Marcus who didn't go for that. Okay.
I think this is a miscalculation. So actually,
that's a good intermediate move.
Yeah, intermediate move. It was a calculation error, right? Yeah.
We go here and we lost a piece. So we have to recapture with this, and
then we have a problem.
This is very.
Islands too.
I mean, we have pair of bishops.
Bishop c5. No more bishop.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is ugly. All right. So now we understand why this didn't happen. So bishop e2.
But bishop e2 is very sad to see.
But maybe that's the only thing you can do here. You know, sometimes you just have to kind of admit that maybe I did not place my pieces in the best way, but I do want to defend the knight.
Do you notice again how the kids are playing too quickly in the opening and then getting in trouble? Like, they're not placing its importance on. Like, White has an hour and 25 minutes and he's already worse or slightly in the back foot, right? And it just I can't keep saying this over and over again. The kids not to play too quickly if they're not in the opening that they know memorized. It's just not. You're just missing. You're just putting giving away so much advantage, and then you got to work really hard to get it back, or you may not get it back at all, right? So Black is very comfortable. Black has connected the rooks first, and Black's playing Queen's Gambit declined, and it's not supposed to happen when you play Queen's Gambit declined. White is supposed to be better.
Okay, all right. Maybe they play so fast, but. Oh, wait, so we still...
And we still... okay. White is still losing the pawn. Yeah, so this is small things like this can roll into something, snowball into a huge problem. So White still didn't solve the problem of the c5 move, and White still didn't take on c5, right? And then he gets pinned, and now his king's open.
I don't... h3, I understand the idea is, not to allow the knight, I guess, to jump there, but I don't feel like White has time for moves like g3, why not just to capture?
Yeah,
are we really worried about this that much? Now we have intermediate move, so... Oh, this is...
No, the queen is hanging.
The queen is hanging. Otherwise, this is like a cool trick where you want to remove the knight and then try to checkmate here the white piece with the queen. But here we have this take, so if they take... Are we surviving here?
G3 only move, right? Maybe?
Yeah, seems like only move because everything else, this is... very serious threat. So g3, and then
knight c3 and bishop c5.
Maybe that's something.
Black is doing very well, but I mean, at least White's up a pawn, right?
Yeah, but that's not a great position.
Frankie, thank you for the subscription. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. This is so h3 makes sense. It is dangerous to allow the knight to go there.
But
the drawback is that the rook gets really quickly on the open d file, and we are really putting serious pressure on d4 now. Rook e1.
Bishop f3, but this is so sad to see.
Rook e1 is such a sad move. Rook e1 is a move that, again, I feel like it's procrastinating. You just make a move, but at least rook c1, no? Wait. But we have some problems. Can we?
But again, so much time for White, and in this predicament, it's just I hope the kids understand how important it is to take their opening seriously once they're out of book.
Yeah, I think now White is in trouble because this is really a lot of pressure.
White was in trouble a long time ago.
This is a problem. So, okay, rook e1.
Yeah, this is really sad to see.
Okay, but let's see what happened.
Maybe
So we
he's
have
gonna fix
opposite
it,
colored
yeah.
bishop. That's something that's nice to talk about. That, you know, when you have opposite colored bishops, whoever's attacking has like an extra piece because the black can never like counter attack this light square bishop, right? So maybe white is now saying like, okay, I'm a pawn down, but I will try to do something nasty very quickly.
Okay, let's kind of keep going to the end because the end got exciting, I think.
Let's
So I think
see.
what white is doing is good. Trading queens, make a draw.
So we have, you know, some light squares that are weak. So trying to hold on despite being pawned down. Yeah, I like this g6 move because I feel if white accomplishes to play h5, at least that's a step toward
Perhaps, yeah.
that direction. That's good one because also if we get rook to g6, then we are pawned down, but it doesn't matter that much.
Something interesting
But
happens
we have
soon.
to be careful about this. Okay, g6, h5. Wow, white is really brave with this king here. I'm starting to be a little worried though.
G5.
Rook g5. So yeah, you don't want to really take to kind of help, and then the rook going there, and that's a problem.
It's king h4.
So king
Rook
h4.
g5 is smart. Yeah, I agree. King h4 doesn't really fully solve the issue. The rook g8 and then what, f3 or something. Then even h5. I can
Maybe
play.
you want to go this way, but I'm starting to be worried.
Yeah, this is possible. We have a kind of standoff. It doesn't win the game immediately, right? Aiden says rook g8 wins the game. I don't see how it wins immediately.
I mean, we have this pawn that's extra, right? But this king is kind of blocking it very, very well. So unless we figure out how to proceed, like white, it looks a little dangerous, but maybe white is holding on here. Because if we trade the rooks, I think
This
we can
could be a
say
draw.
that this is a draw, right? Because the king.
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, good drawing chances for sure.
I think very good.
Very-
Although
yeah.
this king can go this direction.
Yeah, maybe I can
right?
block it though, right? Yeah, it's close to a draw.
Close to draw. Black definitely is still fighting.
Yeah, let's keep-
for win.
So we
but-
shouldn't. Black shouldn't just trade rooks just like freely. Although, yeah, rook
So rook
h8 was
h8.
played. Interesting. Whoa,
I think h5. That's the idea, to just push.
that makes a lot of sense.
Which is cool because after, let's say we play something like, let's say here, h5. Now again, if you take, you allow me to get these two pawns, and I'm very happy about it. So probably you retreat. But now I'm gonna go here with the king, move the king there, and then I'm just gonna go push and continue this direction.
It's a good plan. I like that plan.
Rook h8 is a nice move. Nice move.
Yeah, rook h8 is a move that says, I thought about this position deeper as needed. Not playing rook g8, which is like automatic, right? I like rook h8. That's a good move.
So maybe what's gonna happen is now that like white is gonna
White
try
has to make
something on the
counterplay, yeah.
queen side.
But you know, when you make counterplay like that, black can switch back over,
Yeah.
sometimes, right?
And you also make weaknesses, and the bishop can maybe try to do stuff.
So yeah, definitely like black is almost winning, but needs to show some care.
So let's move on to next board where we see already a result. Wow.
Okay, Aditya Das, so it's board 3 in the K through 5. So Aditya is from New York, 1995. And Connor is from New York as well, 1705. So, okay, almost 300-point difference there. So, okay, the result is not too surprising. Catalan, my favorite. Bishop f4, I'm not so sure, though.
This bishop sometimes can kind of be targeted.
Usually c4 is played, right? So, okay, wait a second. This is not, this is what Catalan looks like. h4. What's this?
Oh, wow.
Oh, h5.
Black is not wasting any time saying like, okay, I'm going to go after you as soon as possible.
Okay.
I don't care about my king. It can never long castle because this bishop is stuck here forever. But I don't want to short castle either. I just want to checkmate you.
I know what happened this game too. Black never played against knight f3 g3. I can feel it. Like c6 c5. Black has never played against the Catalan without c4, and Black is making up stuff.
Okay, move like knight e5 seems very very natural because we are just improving the knight. The square is protected by the bishop, but we can see that the computer is suggesting like some
e4 makes
some
sense. Blowing
crazy
open the
stuff.
center. That's
Like
interesting.
just immediately going in. It looks like we are giving up a pawn, but not really because we have this sneaky move knight g5. which is very common. We remove the knight, but we are still attacking it now together with the bishop.
All kinds of tactics.
And this
now.
is just like,
Wow.
this is going to be very,
That's an
very
instructive
dangerous
move.
for black. Coming up with, rook e1, and this can be also a target
as
at
they
some
say,
moment.
If opponent plays h5, attacks the king side, you're attacking the center.
Right,
The
knight e5.
old rules still help sometimes.
Here, knight d7 and e4. Okay, so white only delayed it, but noted
Yeah.
we need to try to crush the center and kind of activate our bishop. E4 is a really strong move.
Yeah, black was playing too many sides. You can't play h5 like Pete was saying here. US chess, c5. You can't play h5 and then c5 like that. It's you're playing on too many. You're really overextending yourself.
This is a move I would put exclamation point for. Because I feel it's really strong understanding of the position. Like we are breaking.
There's
in the
also
center.
c4, right? But okay, sure, this is great.
But that's the thing. I like this more because we are also getting rid of like a double pawn, and maybe potentially opening the queen for h5 if white. I mean,
Well,
if black
can play
decides
d4, right?
to castle.
That's why I didn't like e4 as much, but it's okay. d4 might lose a pawn though, but I would play d4 here because I don't want to like open that up that easily.
Yeah,
d4 and try to hold the position down. Just trying
I don't
to
know how
keep
long
it
you're gonna
closed.
hold that though.
But
Also, we have like stuff like this.
well, what was really interesting was c4, bishop b7, take, knight c4. Maybe I don't know. It was interesting.
Okay, bishop b7. So we crush more in the center. Knight e4. Again, very natural move. I guess computer wants to play bishop takes d5, but for me, knight e4 is very natural, good move.
Two bishops. I mean, can't complain.
Yeah.
Beautiful position.
But this knight is dangerous, like jumping here, and it's just, for black, it's difficult to decide what to do. Okay, so now white has everything, like this bishop, this guy, this pawn here. So we just need to figure out how to, finish this development.
Black has no moves.
Queen a4.
Black has no moves.
Yeah, this is just coming up, this, and game over. So g5, when you are like in dire circumstances, you just try to gamble.
Too late.
So
too many
it seems
pins.
like something is happening here, but like white is so fast. Rook ad1, and now we are targeting this knight. Bishop c6. Yep, we just want to take. And the thing is, even if you play something like queen e7 here, I can take it. And after this, I'm not gonna take because then I just lost some piece. But I'm just gonna put more pressure and retake it.
Yep. Put the pressure on the pin piece.
Yeah. So now h4 takes here, king e7. Oh, computer is very unhappy about queen c6.
But I get it though. Like, hold on a second. Maybe white should have done something about this h pawn coming.
What would that be?
I mean, it's probably too late now, but earlier.
Not grabbing the free piece?
Not grabbing the free piece. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly how though. It might have been done earlier, even earlier than this. But okay.
Okay, so queen c6. I mean, you can... I thought that you can just like maybe play bishop c6. Can you do that? And after this... Or, oh wow, that's actually maybe... I thought we are guarding this square, but maybe this can be very risky because we are not guarding this thing. Oh wow. Oh, I thought we can lose, but maybe we can...
King of Fate. What's going on here? This is actually very
no, this is dangerous.
very nice like idea by black, at least to throw this in there, right? Like h5 h4.
Okay, no, I don't trust that anymore. Okay, so not bishop c6. So what are we gonna do here?
Yeah. I think this is a very important thing. Like when you're winning like this as white, the most important thing for you is not to win the most material, is to prevent counterplay, right? So this position is very sharp now. There's a lot of counterplay. I know it doesn't look like much though, right? But like
it feels like white has to... I mean, we see what computer is recommending here, but
Yeah.
that's like a very...
hard move to play. Bishop takes.
That's very hard to find. So computer,
Actually, it is a nice move because you're threatening queen d7.
computer is recommending this really strong move take
Yeah.
here, which is not only like clearing this these two ranks, so like we can go very quickly with like kind of background checkmate.
Yeah.
But it's also, if you like wait and want to take here, it allows the queen to quickly go and checkmate the king here.
Pete's saying instead of rook d7 sacrifice, let's go back all the way. Instead of bishop c6.
there was a rook takes d7 and rook d1 was faster, which actually, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's great. Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about.
This is also very safe because after a move like h4,
Queen
we
d7,
simply
yeah, trade
take,
queens, yeah.
king goes here, and we trade the queens very quickly.
Excellent. Yeah, that's a good session.
Very, very
Yeah.
safe approach.
Yeah. Bishop c6 is too slow. It allows counterplay. This, on the other hand, does not, right? Yeah.
So okay, so let's see.
So black white didn't respect this idea of h4 too much.
So white played queen c6.
And then black should just take the pawn, right? How am I going?
It's kind of cool. If you take this pawn, I'm just gonna checkmate you this way. It's kind of
it's
nice.
going to mate. Yeah, you're right. That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep, it's kind of a nice way to. So queen c6 kind of makes
Does
sense to
look
go
scary,
for
actually.
this.
Queen e5, right? Queen e5.
So black first should take here to like not allow white to get to that check and still continue with the pressure.
The attack continues.
And it's kind
the
of
bishop
crazy.
is awkward, right?
Right, this bishop is
Yeah.
extra, but it's like it's blocking any
It's a
attack
really
on the
sad
black
bishop.
king.
It's like it's a liability,
So now it's not that easy for white to decide how you want to continue because this bishop is like blocking a lot of the efforts. Okay, but black kind of went just king f8, which allows to just retreat, and now after a move like this we can.
And black had
simply
56
recapture.
minutes
Actually,
when he played king f8.
you can recapture this way and
Yeah.
go here. Okay, so
Definitely need to take more time there and find the best move.
it's a little late.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now the difference
this
is
is
the bishop
like-
is rescued now.
This is a
right?
great move to just, let's just trade pieces. We have extra bishop. Like, we don't need to checkmate. We don't need to go for some like crazy stuff right now. We can just, offer queen trade. And obviously black doesn't want to trade pieces. When you are material down, you don't want to trade pieces. But now when you retreat with the queen, now this queen is really amazingly placed, and we can go immediately for checkmate.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's move
Good
on.
job.
Yeah.
Good game. So let's move on to third board, and then we will go to the K3 championship.
Okay. Third board is Aditya Das.
Oh no, so we looked at that. So,
sorry.
all right, so let's go now to K3 championship.
Sure. And we should probably go back to the K6 again because it's been a while, right? Elliot Goodrich from New York, 1868. This is K3, by the way. So like the tiny little kids, right? And
6-year-olds.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8-year-olds max, I think. Versus Mason Lee. Mason's from Pennsylvania and is rated 1559.
And
So
we have
quite a
another
big
Carol
difference in
Khan.
the rating. Carol Khan. And this line. Ooh, this is a very sharp line. And again, this is one of those variations where like you really need to know what you're doing with both colors. Because G4, 95. That's what happened.
Oh, wow, so white is not wasting any
Yeah,
moment.
it's one of the
and
main lines here.
anytime you the bishop gets out of this diagonal, sorry, my mouse is. You're very happy to go to make a pin and just put more pressure because now there's really no like defensive move bishop d7, so this can be very uncomfortable. So rook c8, which kind of makes sense. You want to defend that knight. e6. So white is developing. Oh wow, h4.
The point of queen e2, by the way, is that when black plays f6, we can go knight takes g6, and then like instead of knight e7, if we played f6, we can take on g6 and take on e6. So queen e2 is like kind of slightly preventing f6.
And strengthening the knight, and also maybe white. Actually, not sure.
Sometimes
if they want
white
to
castles
castle,
queenside,
but yeah, sometimes you don't want to castle. You don't want to castle king side. You don't want to castle queen side. It's actually the king is very happy being independent in the center. It's the safest way to be. So I
Strong,
feel
independent king.
that's what I feel the king is right now. Just
Right.
like I want to be in the center. I don't feel safe very there. I don't feel safe there. Okay, so knight here, h4, trying to go after that bishop. Makes total sense. h6.
I don't like h6. I think h6 doesn't look right. What was the right move here? Instead of h6, there's a better move than h6. Isn't there?
I don't know. Could be.
Or is knight e7 the problem? Not sure.
But this is a threat, right? So you have to think about that because I threatened to trap your bishop.
I guess. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, h6, okay, keep going, I guess.
Okay, h6, approved. Bishop e3 is, calling it a mistake unless I'm missing something, I don't know. But like you I felt like we played queen e2 to maybe do something on this file.
It's a very complicated position. Bishop e3 is a little bit slow. Maybe there are more important moves like f4 or something else. I'm not sure.
Just to go immediately. But okay, developing pieces, that's important. And when we have 6 years olds, I think it's good when they honor that idea of like going out with pieces and now figuring what to do with the
h5 was
rook.
interesting too. Yeah.
All right, so f6 happened now. So we see that black is very uncomfortable with the white bishop, with the white knight being in the center. But now we take, and we see so many light squares. They're like so weak, and this pawn is very weak, which I think is going to be very dangerous for black. So white is immediately trying to take advantage of that, and bishop f4. Just not wasting any single moment and going after that pawn. King f7. So black
Looks natural, king f7, but okay.
seems very normal because black has to kind of defend that pawn, and this way we also, get out of the pin. So suddenly this is a threat. So looks natural. Castle. So the king is safer now on the queen side. a6. Bishop d3 is a move I like really a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of players go like to bishop b5 and then they capture, but I think it's very important to acknowledge that bishops can be better than knights, or very often are, and in this situation this bishop is absolutely fantastic on d3 because we are guarding this g6 square. Sometimes there can be like some sacrifices on e6, let's say with the rook, and the bishop can go there. So this bishop is much more valuable than this knight. So just trading that and allowing this knight to be developed, that's not great. So bishop d3, very good job. Queen d7. I mean, black also continues development, right? So
knight a4, very nice move, I think.
oh yeah, knight
Wow,
a4 is
threatening a fork, and knight c5, which is also a fork. Two
kind
forks.
of positional move. So white is waiting with like maybe developing the rook somewhere because it sees immediate improvement for this knight, which is either this square or that square. So what did black do here?
Oh, is that a blunder? Because I can
Wait,
use bishop g6.
did
and
we
win a
miss
piece.
something?
No, I think it's well, it was already a difficult position, but that helps win a piece. And then there's e5, but I can just take on e5 or something.
Oh, so there is this kind of discovered attack. Wow.
Yep.
That's a really good catch for white.
There's e5 at the end, but I think I just take on
But with
e5.
this king here, yeah,
That's not a safe
white
king.
is very happy to grab that.
Hold on.
Oh.
Is queen d3 is better, I think, right? And then
Okay,
e4,
but-
rook e4. Do it with check, kind of.
So let's see. I mean, this seems very natural.
It seems
I think,
natural, yeah.
I think
I agree.
Lichess giving this 2 question marks is
It's
a little brutal.
rough, yeah.
Like, I disagree with that. This doesn't deserve a question mark. Not
Yeah.
even one. It's
Yeah.
a very natural move. I mean, we are targeting this pawn. We are, closer to this king. So
Yeah, queen d3.
I would love to remove these 2 question marks. But it's true that maybe, there is an
queen
improvement.
queen d3, and then e4, rook e4.
You want queen d3, and after this to grab this.
Yeah, which is even stronger now. And if king f7 is rook
Could
d5,
be.
yeah, everything's happening with attack, right? Can we just go rook d5 here, queen a4, and then queen f5,
But-
right?
After king f7, there is a
Just
possibility
take
to
yeah,
grab this, and if you go here, you are saying that there is like a double attack
yeah.
possible. Yeah.
Hold on. In that line, after king e8, I think there might be pretty variations. King e8, king g8, queen e6, king h7.
You want this? Checkmate?
No, it's not mate
Almost.
though, right? It's almost mate. Not yet.
Oh, but it works. Look.
No, it doesn't work.
Should I prove you wrong? Oh no. Wait.
You want to collect everything?
I'm gonna be a collector.
Whoa. That works?
Did I prove you wrong? Did I win?
Let me see.
Where's
the scorekeeper? You can do it. Okay, well, we I found the idea. You finished it off, right? So I helped. I loosened the jar. I loosened it for you. Okay, so it does work, I guess. That's pretty cool. That's a cool line.
Oh, cool idea.
By the way, if we're too slow, we're about to get mated on c2. Like the pawn on c2. Like if you do one move that's not a check.
Just like preparatory, like
Yeah,
go
one move
here
and we're dead.
there.
We're dead. Like
Yeah.
rook king c2
Game
mate.
over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty line. There's so many checks, right? And it seems like it's not really doing anything, but it is doing something, like getting a free rook, for example.
I mean, those are the light squares that are
Yeah.
just so weak around the king, and
That is a very pretty line. Ooh, I like that.
yeah.
And
Cool.
bishop. This is so cool because bishop g7 blocks the king again, so the king can't move anywhere. That's a cool line. Okay, yeah. So this queen d3 idea would have worked.
But okay, I'm
Something
still
pretty.
fine with queen takes e5. I feel that's a very natural move.
Mm-hmm.
And here, I mean, this is so sad. No, this.
Yeah, okay,
this.
yeah, this is done.
Okay, let's just see if we see a nice checkmate.
Mm-hmm.
In desperation, we look for desperate measure. I think black is doing that, trying to sacrifice the rook and complicate the position. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
this is very desperate. Okay, yeah. Here we just want to go here and win. All right, game 2. So on board 2 we have Harvey Hank against Alice Chovanec.
Wait a second. There's a clip Katerina teaches Gary about checkmate. What is this clip? It looks suspicious.
So on board 2, let's see. I can teach you about checkmate.
Okay. Can you teach me the formal checkmate?
So board 2, Hanke Harvey from, what is it, Indianapolis? Against Alice. I think we have first girl that we can look at, Chovanec. That's kind of a Czech last name. That's pretty cool. From New York.
Sure.
So we have 4.5 points has Harvey, and Alice has 4
okay.
points.
Okay. Alice from New York, 1695, and Harvey is from Indiana, 1728.
Indiana, okay.
Yeah. So
All right, let's see.
What's going on here.
Sicilian.
Let's quickly go over the opening,
Yep.
because we want to come back.
Oh, so we have now closed Sicily. Never
Some
mind.
strange line.
This is unexpected.
Okay, let's just breeze through the opening.
Let's just see what's happening here. Okay.
K-3 there. The opening is.
You're the one who always emphasizes
I know,
opening,
I know.
and now we're like run. Like, okay, give a break. It's okay. All right, so we have
Because
a
this
maneuver
opening, I don't care
here.
about this particular opening.
This here, white wants to go this direction, but black is kind of stopping the queen from going there and saying like, okay, you have to take care of this baby. So queen e2, d4. So black is also not committing yet. It's like, I don't know where to go with that king. Or maybe if the king wants to be independent, strong in the center. Okay, everybody goes back. Everybody goes back, literally. b5. How do we feel about that? Keeping the king in the center, starting to attack.
I would castle, yeah, first.
a4. Okay, now I feel like we're gonna reroute this knight. Maybe this way. Or maybe we're gonna go to just like g4, g5. Just to really force the knight out of the center. Okay, what happened? Wow! Knight h1. What's the idea with knight h1? Because now we can... What's knight h1? I mean, it looks pretty in the corner, but I feel like the knight is not very happy there.
Maybe
Takes,
knight
takes.
h3 and f5 or something, right? Probably better.
I like the idea of maybe even playing like g4. Like, I know it's risky, but if we manage to do that, force the knight to go away, then another one, then this.
Perhaps, yeah.
We have a lot of space. And given, no light square bishop, we are not that worried about light squares and that diagonal. Okay, knight h1, interesting move. Not sure what white is planning to do there, but okay. Let's see. Knight g3. All right, so it's rerouting the knight. f5. Okay, that's interesting. So white is not playing with e5 there, but it's actually playing with f5 and trying to maybe open up this f file and get the other knight. I like this. This is very sound. So black really has to figure out what to do with the king. I feel like the situation is becoming very critical for Alice to figure out what to do with the king. Okay, how many times this knight went somewhere into d6 to c6?
There's something
But
spicy happening. So
it makes total sense. Like, we don't want to trade, but it's... Oh, wow.
So black would blundered this, yeah.
This is kind of beautiful. So here,
That's a nice
Harvey
tactic.
found that, like, if you take, I'm just going to go and checkmate you. That's a really nice tactic. And if you're going to capture with bishop, I'm going to do this. Again, the same thing.
You win the queen.
And I'm gonna trap you here. And you have
That's
to
puzzle
recapture.
rush tactic. That's a puzzle rush tactic.
That's a cool way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one way is like to be solving puzzles, like, you know, at your own, at home, and like kind of relax. And the second thing is to find these stuff at like national championships.
Yeah, there's a couple of people says that I agree with them that black shouldn't have played bishop beat pawn takes a4 on move 16 because basically black gave himself a problem. Or is it Alice playing black?
Yes.
Okay, so she gave herself a problem by playing b takes a4. Her queen got busy.
Yeah, and we are like giving up this.
Yeah.
We are creating more kind of islands.
Yeah. Islands again. Yeah, exactly. You gave yourself an island on a6, and white has a continent.
And also, like, I don't really see what we are getting as black. Like, sometimes when we capture, we need to get something. Like, this queen gets a file,
Yeah.
but the bishop is defending it. So I don't really see a direct benefit. And I think that's one thing it's good for players to consider. Like, when you think about capturing something, especially trading, like, you have to ask yourself, like, is there a benefit for me? And I just don't see one here for black.
This is a case of black was scared to castle because of king safety reasons, and because of that reason, black's king is getting assaulted even worse. Like, it's almost like black should have castled, understand that white can attack black, but it's going to take a while. And in that time, black has to have faith that black can create some sort of counterplay, you know, maybe some c4, some idea, right? And the attack is not so bad, but black tried to delay the castling and just kind of procrastinated that again.
Yeah.
And then things just got worse and worse and worse, and now rook f6 happened. I think that's exactly what happened. You know,
I feel even if you're still, I mean, I think you have to castle.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't want to castle, then it's time to look for moves that could be helpful for you without castling. Like, I'm wondering about a move like h5. You know,
possible, yeah.
let's
Although
say
I think you had to castle eventually, but yeah.
let's say I'm just saying I'm not gonna castle, but I'm gonna keep this knight here. So anytime you push this pawn, I'm just gonna block it. Anytime you push this, I'm gonna go here, and my next move can be something like rook c8.
Maybe b4 by black. It looks so bad though, b4. It's not something that I want. And then castle
Could be.
queenside, but it's kind of suspicious.
Could be.
Yeah. If you really want to castle queenside, you got to play b4 first.
Yeah, but I like sometimes move like h5 because it's, you know, it's guarding against g4. This rook can sometimes be developed this way.
Or someone's saying that black can castle anyway, which is interesting.
I just think black should either castle or you cannot open up one file or like one flank and just have still
Yeah,
king in the
b4 is
center.
bad on so many levels because now you have weaknesses and you're busy and yeah.
Okay, really strong move this. I really like it. Good job. But let's see. Now, Alice did a really good job to actually capture this thing instead. But rook e6. The queen is now getting there. Yeah, everything works, seems, for white now.
White, and the thing is, white has an attack, and white didn't even sacrifice anything. And rook a6,
Oh, wow.
is that possible?
Such a cool move.
Oh, yeah, it's
That's
possible.
what
Yeah, she played
happened
it,
now.
yeah. Let me collect everything. Queen a2, nice. Rook c7, and mate.
This was a really cool tactical game. Good job.
So b8
Alright.
was a big mistake. Can we go back to? I think should we go back to the top boards again? Because
Can we look at? I like these kids seeing the games. Can we just look at
Sure.
what's happening here?
sure.
Just these two games. Let's kind of skip from the opening directly to this position. So we have Ted Wang against Jeremy Tao.
Yes, Dalton from New York, Jeremy, and Teddy Wang is from Washington, 1825. So there's a huge difference in the rating, 400-point difference. White is 1800. But what's going on in the position? Wait a second. White is 400 points higher rated, but black
that's
is
the
up
thing.
a pawn.
That's what we are talking about, right? The ratings don't matter that much. I think
Wow.
especially the younger kids, the less the rating matters
Yes.
because it matters how much you study and not necessarily how much you compete in like rated tournaments.
This looks really bad.
This
because
pawn is really advanced. It just, you know, few
Yeah.
squares from getting into a queen. Now this
that's-
knight is fantastic with the queen targeting this weakness. So obviously black decided to,
I think
white
this is over.
decided to
It's a wrap.
capture. And now this is gonna be,
Yeah, that's gonna fall, and then everything's gonna fall.
yep. I think this is gonna be a win for Jeremy.
I mean, I would just. You could literally take the pawn right now.
Let's
If
see
you
if
wanted
just
to.
like black's gonna take and then we're gonna move.
Yeah, I mean, you can if you wanted to, but
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's-
All right. And last board for our K3 championship, we have Max Cao and Leroy Zheng.
Iowa, Max is from Iowa, 1500, and Leroy Zheng is from Michigan, 1600. So, okay, 100-point difference. Black's 100-point higher rated.
Oh, wow. I have some... White is preparing some cool things. Let's say black plays nothing. Let's say goes here. I have this really cool move.
Does that work?
Oh, I don't think it works, but let's just show the idea. So if you're gonna grab this pawn, I have this bishop and this queen kind of attacking the king, and I can checkmate. So you have to capture this pawn instead, and I thought I have this cool move, and now when you take, I'm gonna play here and checkmate. The problem is that in this situation, you can have this move that's pretty strong, right? And I think you are surviving. Because moves like that, you can capture with the... You cannot capture actually with the king because I have this.
No, I can take the queen first, right?
But yeah, you can first take the queen, and you have like few pawns. You don't have few pawns up, but
It looks awkward for white.
But it's just like
awkward.
there's just no reason for you to rush. Like you
Yeah.
have amazing 2 pawns, and you just gave them up and traded queens. So white has to figure out how to maybe be a little patient here. But I feel like this is some nasty tactics is coming. That is what my feeling is right now. But I'm not sure if we can actually do that.
Here's my feeling. White is going all in here. If it works out, white's going to win. But if black managed to kind of block it of everything, black's going to start taking over.
Yeah.
At least that's my feeling here. But what's the move that black's going to make?
This?
Black needs to find the right balance between defending the threats and creating his own.
Maybe like knight d5 could be a possibility.
Okay, does g5 become an option after that move? Not sure.
I still think I have the same
You still
defense.
have the same idea, right?
I always
no,
can
well, actually, hold on,
take and
Katerina.
take
I can go queen e1 after queen. That's a draw probably. Because is it a draw? So can we try it? Knight d5, g5,
knight d5 here.
g5, queen h5, rook
Only
h4,
move to grab this.
queen g6, and queen e1 in this position. Now queen g5 is probably a draw. Perpetual. But maybe f5, but then ef6. So no, black has to take a draw here. At least for white. Right?
Yeah, but okay, I think black is happy with the draw. So we are talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
And just draw.
Wait. Can we go bishop b1, king g8, queen e4 again? After winning the
Oh, that would be cool.
I don't know.
That would
This
be
queen
cool.
e2 check though, but yeah, it's
Wait, let's see. That would be cool actually to give check. And
or
now
bishop d3 or something, right? Not bishop b1, maybe bishop d3, more active bishop. I'm not sure.
I don't know about bishop.
Bishop
I
d3.
don't
Let's
know.
play bishop d3.
Let's play bishop e1. I like it.
You like okay? So king g8 and queen.
And now-
but now queen e2, queen d2.
Queen d2 and the. Okay, let's
It's
play
kind of-
bishop d3.
Yeah, still probably wouldn't make too much of a difference. Queen d2. At least we have bishop e2, but it doesn't. He has g6, right? Mm-hmm.
And stopping everything. Okay, some
Yeah.
cool ideas.
Mhm.
But black played g6 here.
Which I was thinking about actually, because knight d5 seemed like allowing all this stuff, right? So g6 makes a lot of sense.
I'm just like little.
I like it. Just optically speaking, like
I
blitz
mean,
mode.
it makes total sense. Also, like
Mhm.
we can like crush it at any time that we want to, and this can become weakness. This rook can also get.
Yeah, I was gonna just leave it there and just play with the knight and move the rook.
Yeah, knight d5 is also like the move
Yeah.
that's coming, and then we don't have to worry about any jokes with g5.
I like g6. Because you know what? With all the
Also,
idea
we
of
can go
G5,
with some stuff like that, right? Just like
Sure, yeah.
trying to activate the queen.
It frees black's pieces and it locks in white's pieces. Kind of like it makes white's pieces look pointless, right?
Yeah.
And it frees black's pieces. So it's one pawn move, and then suddenly like all of white's idea was connected with this g5, and suddenly that's taken away, right?
And also, suddenly we start to get like a blocked position, and who knows whether this bishop is
Yeah.
actually better
Mhm.
than this knight?
Mhm.
Because this knight, when it jumps to d5, like there are so many holes, and this king is weak. It's not this king is gonna be weak. It's actually the white king. So maybe
I like black's position.
I actually think black's position is better
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
White
white ran out of steam,
all
and
in,
now
and then it didn't work. This happens a lot in chess.
Yeah, I wonder if we can do any tricks here.
But tricks are for kids.
We are playing K through 6
Yeah, they're
championship.
kids, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything. I feel like this bishop maybe belongs down to this diagonal to just make sure this knight cannot jump there. But then we really, this queen can be also dangerous. Okay, we're gonna get back to this game. You want to go back?
Yeah,
to
let's go back all the way.
First round,
Older
first game.
kids, yeah.
Isaac. That's a draw. We have a result.
They made a draw.
So we left off the position somewhere here. So let's just look what happened. Long castle. Yep. So queen b6. Queen f3. So maybe thinking about g4 if black decides to go kind of that direction. Queen b5.
You want to trade queens.
Maybe this way or something.
Queen d5 probably.
Or queen d5.
Attacking a2.
Because also we are attacking this pawn,
Yeah.
which is very common. That's why
Yes.
king b1 is also a very common
Always
move
play
in
king
these
b1,
positions.
folks. Always play king b1.
g4.
Now
not
queen
wasting
d5.
any
Nice move
time.
trading. Okay, that's why this game is a draw.
Now forcing this straight. But in these positions, sometimes actually white is the one who has to be careful
Yes,
here.
I like black.
Because
honestly.
black suddenly has this this open file, this perfect square, and who knows whether these pawns maybe are too advanced.
Oh, there's one idea though. White could try from g5, g6 or something. Is that an idea, or is that too much here?
Right now to play g5?
It's a little premature,
I feel like I'm gonna take.
Yeah, because then take 94 or take
Yeah.
But we get the file and stuff, right? And then knight bishop e3 maybe. It's probably not that good for white.
Yeah.
It's a potential line, but
potential. Yeah.
okay, let's go to the
But
main
now we
game.
see that this could be potentially sometimes.
Weaknesses, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So f3 makes sense to just defend this and also defend this square.
Black is taking over for sure.
Bishop d6. King d7. Yep. So again, when we can trade, we don't have to trade. We are allowing, on the other hand, white to take, and then we have kind of advanced king. So we are happy about that part. So they're still keeping pressure. I like that. This tension.
Okay, just offer a draw.
g6 is unexpected, but I get the idea of like having that square there.
There was no need, right?
Okay, white decided to take.
Keep going.
h5.
They made a grandmaster draw. They made repetition.
Oh wow, such a
I think black could have played on. I'm not sure how exactly, but black could have played on.
I don't feel there's much black is risking if
Yeah,
let's say in
take
this-
rook h7 or something, right? Or maybe, I mean, I don't know.
Wait, okay, but we have actually a serious question. So after knight here, this knight wants to jump there and be super annoying.
Yeah.
And after
Knight d7 is reasonable.
Knight d7, when white goes back to knight f4, suddenly white wants to take
Yeah.
and go rook g5. So maybe without black really wanting to make a draw, maybe there is not a better move.
You had to take on g4 if you want to play on, right? Yeah, I think
Only
so.
way. But then you are
Pass pawn, but pass
allowing
pawn doesn't
pass
necessarily
pawn.
mean it's, we also have the e4 square for our knight now, but
yeah, now we can kind of retreat, right?
although knight e5 is gonna come again, like knight d3
Make
again,
another draw.
and then make another draw, yeah.
Okay, I think that's
Interesting,
fine.
yeah. I mean, black could probably played on.
But I understand if you don't want to play this position, like you're.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a casual player was asking why not try rook a8. What position? Maybe there's some position where we try rook a8 and try for minority attack. Although it's not clear where the pawn on b5 is going. What are we attacking here, casual player? Like, if you play b5, knight c5 is an outpost too,
Maybe not playing h5.
No, that's a good point. h5 maybe not necessary.
Maybe we can just play
Yeah.
here. Because like if they go there, we are fine with just blocking. And if they go this way, we are definitely... Well, actually, let me think. Maybe we... because if we take... I'm not sure, like,
Knight
okay,
d-
this
why-
would be
why
super
take?
horrible to just give up this...
But why are we taking on each one?
Yeah, I don't think it's good because here we allow this rook to actually
Right.
go and kind of get into the black's camp. So that's why you can really trade the rooks and you... This also I don't like because you allow... Well, yeah. Actually, maybe I like this.
I mean, draw is a reasonable result because, it was a fairly equal position. But, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they
So-
both didn't know what to do. So they're like, okay, let's just
But
make
okay,
a draw.
it's complicated.
Yeah.
It's not an easy. I would need also like. We see that Isaac had like 15 minutes, so definitely he had time to like think, what type of pawn structure he wants, and how he wants to continue the game. But I also understand, there's another round they're playing today, so you have to
That's
make
true,
sure that you
conserving
are
energy,
like
right.
pacing yourself, and they're playing first board, so they're doing pretty well. So just you are black, you offer a draw, you make it, and then you have last round, you are probably white, and if you win, it's just a perfect strategy for your tournament. So I approve. Do you want to look at the boards too, or do you want to go somewhere else?
Let's
We
go
can
board
go
two.
actually to. We didn't see this game. Julian, I think we saw. Did we see this game? Julian against Yakupov. Since we,
We were
have
looking.
result.
I think we were looking at it. Yeah. The
Did you look at that?
We already looked at it. I think. Yeah, we already looked at this game.
Did we see the?
Oh no, not. We didn't look at the
I
end.
don't
Yeah.
think so.
With the pawn coming to f6, right? Yes. Yes.
What happened? So let's see. I think we
Yeah.
finished somewhere here.
The
with
pawn-
saying
we-
the bishop is fine here.
No, we came. We went more. Right? I think the knight was on he
Oh
played
yeah,
f5.
okay.
He played f5 and then knight c5. Oh, we saw this game.
Oh, we saw this
We saw
game.
this game.
Okay, yeah. All right, we saw this game. What
Are there
about-
any games you guys want us to look at? Please say in the chat. Carter Ho, Aiden saying Carter Ho had a great stack on g6.
Let's see.
Carter.
Here.
Okay.
I think that's first board K5 championship.
Oh, this is the game that we were talking about. With,
Oh,
with
yeah, I like that.
Pawn
That was
coming
the-
to f6.
Let's see, that was the
Yeah.
f4. We stopped here saying that, we stopped after king e7 saying that f5 is going to come. So yeah, so I didn't decide to play f5, which seems very, very logical, because we can play f6, but also we are getting this square and the bishop has to retreat. So total sense, bishop d7. So now that's the question. Are we going to play d6? Are we going to play knight d5?
It
And I
happens.
then decided to play knight d5 first.
Okay, happen next move.
Bishop d6 and f6 now. Now we have a kind of simple plan. First go here.
Or knight e7 check also threatening.
Let's say black goes something, I don't know, here.
Well, threatening a fork too.
So now we are threatening to like grab this knight for a rook, and then we have unstoppable. Because if we go immediately bishop queen h6, the knight can kind of retreat and
Even then,
defend
there's
this
bishop
square.
h3. Catherine. There's so many
But
ways to
it's
win
really
this.
cool to like first
That's true.
snap that knight, not allow any defense, and then we have queen h6, and this
Yeah.
is just unstoppable.
Thank you,
So-
casual player. Goodbye. Yep. See you later.
Yep, take care. So bishop takes d5, pawn takes, h6. So black is seriously concerned about this, which makes total sense. Because it's really hard. You cannot even like move the rook and get the queen somehow because these two pawns are guarding these important squares, so you don't have a way to reshuffle
Okay,
the
I have an
pieces.
idea. After bishop takes d5, okay, hypothetically speaking, could we have played queen d2 or queen e3 instead of recapturing the free bishop? It's kind of crazy. I'm just throwing it out there.
Let's
Could
see.
we have done it?
So if black decides to, let's say, kind of immediately protect that square,
We
then
can
we
always
can
take it
just
back,
grab
right,
it back,
yeah.
and we are attacking the knight, and this is not going anywhere.
So my idea was this: after king h8, queen h6,
So king
rook,
h8,
rook g8,
going here,
and then
forcing this,
and then we take
this knight this way.
yeah, we take it the knight, and then we take the bishop, and rook f4 immediately also works. Yeah, and we try to mate on h and queen h. Beautiful idea.
Oh, but there is this,
There's g5 too, right?
which is kind of saving the
Oh,
day.
that's good. But maybe we should first take the knight, the bishop first.
Because
and-
now this doesn't work, because after queen takes h7, king takes.
That's a pretty line
here,
though when it
but then
doesn't
the
work, yeah.
queen kind of is better and able to kind of block that.
So we should just take the bishop earlier.
So we have to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, we don't have to go in like immediately with queen h6. Perhaps we can even just take the bishop. But the point is that we've prevented the h6 move. Maybe not even queen h6 immediately, right? After king h8, we can just chill and take the bishop, right? Queen h6 maybe not necessary immediately.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because now the queen can go to f6.
Right.
And this knight is actually pretty cool.
So let's not play queen h6. Just take the. Is this an improved version of the game? That's the question, right?
Yeah, I don't know the answer. Let's see what happened in the game, and then
Mm-hmm.
we will come back to think here. So black first took h6. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't feel like I understand h6 is nice because we get the king there. On the other hand, we always have like bishop e4 and more pressure on this pawn and some problems.
Yes.
Oh, that's what actually happened. Oh. So no king h. I was expecting this. King g2. So maybe this is what you meant, right, Aiden? If there was like a sag here, like takes, check, here and like f7, and I feel like it's game over. Oh no, there is this move. Not sure how much.
It still looks almost over, but yeah, that is pretty dangerous.
I feel like this should be still winning, but I don't see a direct way. So
You don't have any more way to bring more firepower.
So this is
in,
actually
yeah?
pretty cool. So in this situation, I feel like White saw this idea and played King G2 with the idea not to allow this Queen H3 in the future and plan for it. But now Black went Queen G4 to kind of stop the whole sac. Wait, so
Aiden was saying, can you go Queen D6 after that sacrifice on?
yeah, let's see. I think this is a variation we really have to consider seriously.
Okay, so
F7, Queen H3, Queen takes D6. That was the question. Queen takes D6
Yeah.
makes sense because it's not just that we are taking a pawn, but we are also, wanting to grab this pawn, which is a very powerful pawn, and then obviously this knight is gonna have nowhere to go. This seems so. I have to play something like Queen H5. I have to defend this pawn. Oh, do we have G4
Queen
here?
G5. Yeah.
Because you cannot take, because then there is this checkmate.
Mhm.
But you have Queen G5. I feel like I want to sag again, but that would be a little too much. I don't see a clear win, but wait, what if we go here? Maybe King H7.
G7.
Yeah, it's not clear, and I think when you sacrifice, like,
Yeah, it's hard to make that shot in a game when you have other safe options, right?
yeah, and
it's
you are
not
still pushing.
Yeah, definitely. So I understand why did not go for the sack here. But it's a little slow now. It is a little sad that that I missed my opportunity here.
I mean, it is slow, but what is Black gonna do? Like, this knight is kind of trapped. It has nowhere to go. Nowhere, right? It always loses something. And now we want to just reshuffle the rook to f2.
What's the plan?
H3. Then there. That's the thing. I don't know if we have enough gunpowder to do anything there. Oh, we may want to go and trap the queen. Look, let's say something. I go here, here. Now, if you go to h4, now I'm gonna snap it here, and I think that.
Well, the rook should be on c7.
That
Okay,
should
sure.
be winning. It doesn't matter if the rook is there though, because I always have f7. Right, but okay. But let's say you go here. I want to go here, or maybe this way even smarter. And play something like, oh no, I thought I'm gonna do that, but I'm not.
It's a lot of moves for this though, and yeah, a lot of moves for something that may not work. But the good thing for White is that Black doesn't have much plan anyway, right? So we can take our sweet time here.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
would
this
play
is,
a4. I would try to play a4 or something as Black and try to open the a file.
I still feel like this is a good way. Also, we may want to do something like move the queen here, maybe try to prepare the bishop somewhere else. I feel like White has some really good advantage. Okay, we have the position. Oh, we have this position. It's coming, I'm telling you.
So White's gonna play rook f2 first.
Rook f2.
G4.
By the way, I like what Black is doing. So Black
A4
is going
played.
here
Okay, yeah,
and it wants to create a
Can't just sit there.
weakness
Can this?
and then potentially go after that weakness
Yes.
even more. So I like what Black is doing.
Yeah, definitely you can't just sit here. That's the only plan for Black actually. So, okay, should we move on then?
Yep.
Okay. So we can
You
just
want
jump.
to take a break, maybe 5 minutes or something?
Sure. What? It's 12. We've been at this for a while now, actually, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been at it for a couple hours, 2.5 hours. Okay. So maybe we'll take a small break because the games are kind of heating up now. So we should take it now before
Yeah.
it's too late.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Thanks for staying with us, guys. Happy Sunday.
We will be
yeah,
right back.
We'll be back. Okay.
Right, hello, welcome back to 2022 Elementary National Championship, K through 6th grade in Ohio, Columbus, and we have some kind of time scrambles, cool games. Where should we start?
Yeah, so it's been about 2 hours and 45 minutes since the rounds started. So, the games usually can last up to three hours and change. So we're really getting to the final parts of many of the games. So let's just start with board 2 and just kind of work ourselves down. What do you think?
Yep, I'm just looking here, just at this board 3.
Board
is
3?
it
Mm-hmm.
23 seconds
Oh
or
my
23
goodness.
minutes?
Oh my goodness. That's only 23 seconds and somebody has 36 minutes.
I wouldn't want to be black here, although I'm pieced down, so that would also not be comfortable. But
Okay, so black
having
is...
23 seconds for the rest of your game, that's very scary.
Well, it's not scary when you're also losing, I guess, and you can just accept your fate, I guess. It's weirder if you're winning in position, like you're up a piece. Like in this position, if white was the one with 20 seconds, and then you have like you're better in position, but you're low in time, that's a much more nerve-wracking situation when you're losing in position and losing in time because they're like,
2 seconds.
There's nothing to play for anyway. So yeah, this is pretty much that's all she wrote, as Yasser would say, right? This game is over. White's gonna win this because of either gonna win by time or position, like rook g1 and stuff. Okay,
so let's just go through the games to
forgot
see.
about board 2.
I'm just looking at the time. The time was fine here, 24 minutes against 9. I'm just looking. There are some games we may miss out because they're about to end because of time. So there's like 14, 16 minutes, 12, 19.
Sure.
6 minutes. Oh wow, we are getting this. You see, the bishop is rerouted. I told you. Can I say I told you so?
No comment.
Okay. Okay, I don't see any crazy time scrambles.
Yeah,
okay, 9 minutes or like if you're under 10, I still feel it's like not enough. Oh wow, okay, this is cool position. Are we winning a queen?
Why, yes, we are.
Let's see, Max Cow did some cool sacrifice. Oh wow, no, black just blundered. That is sad.
Oh
wow.
my goodness.
So that was the position we were looking at, by the way. Let's just look what happened. So we saw this time in g6. So white played king g3, which kind of makes sense.
I don't agree with gh5.
Oh, yeah. And now this knight is very good. So, I understand this kind of decision to do that, right? Because if you don't grab that knight and let's say you just move the king somewhere, like here, like you have to be careful about actually getting checkmated. Here is a checkmate.
That'll be uncomfortable.
So that's why you just decide to like snap the knight, rook takes f5, and hope for the best.
Black should at least draw this, right? At least draw this game.
And king f2 is just like move like, okay, grab the pawn. I don't care, just do it. And then, yeah, black should have waited. Maybe play a move like...
What could black have missed, honestly? I don't get what black could have missed here.
Yeah, this is a really nice... like
deflection, yeah.
Yeah, deflection, because we want to take the queen, the king is guarding it, so that's like... So we want to overwork also the king or deflect, so... Now black cannot take because the queen is up for grabs, so king g7, but then this really strong move h6, and... Yeah, this is game over because we are threatening also checkmate, threatening this pawn, this guy is running.
Maybe instead of queen g7, black should have played queen e3 check and just made the draw or something.
Let me go back. Oh, actually that's... So go here for like some kind of perpetual?
Yeah, right? I don't think you can escape perpetual. It doesn't look like it.
So if I go there...
Queen e2...
Okay, maybe king h2 is not the greatest move of all. Yeah, I can go up because I don't want to give up a pawn. Actually, I don't care. Do I? Because I can like stop you here. Strong. But then you can move the rook away.
Yeah, that's not even mate, right?
And the problem is that in situations like this, I can even go there. I mean, I don't know if I want to do it.
It's a draw, yeah.
But I don't know what that is.
It's a draw.
Well, if I want to go here and try to play for... Oh, I can get checkmated. Wow.
Oh, that's not a draw anymore. But you can just go back king f8. Yeah,
just to go for a draw. Like, I'm just looking if black, tries to play for a win. But yeah. Okay. Wow. Cool game. All right. So you want to go to
Untitled game. Yeah, I just want to go in order because we'll find the time scramble, but it will come to us.
White has only 8 minutes. against 22 minutes, so that's some nice advantage. It's kind of interesting here. We see all these white pieces on the queen side, but like there's nothing to attack. Like you're looking at this pawn that's defended, queen is looking at this pawn that's defended too, so like good job. But you know, we know this trick where like this king can like go to safety, and then we reroute all the pieces kind of to the king side and try to attack. That's what we are predicting or not?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. It's White's turn though, right? So
Yeah,
are you gonna
it's
say
White's
White's gonna
turn
start
now.
running right now? Possibly.
I mean, I can run here because this knight is attacked. So I have to figure out. Maybe I'm gonna.
It's a little traffic jam for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to start here, but then maybe this, and I
Or
cannot
first
move the
queen
king
G2
because
first.
this. Okay, maybe
I think
will
White's
have
in big
to-
trouble. That's why I feel like White's in big trouble here.
It feels like White just doesn't have the time to actually run the king and hide it because all these pieces here.
Bishop A4, and then might be a move, right? Just to start with.
Bishop a4, and then what? Queen g2 or
Yeah,
knight
maybe-
here?
Maybe White is threatening to take bishop C6, right? Just to get rid of some pieces.
So what, are we
Knight
gonna
D4
take?
maybe,
knight
yeah.
d4?
Then we take.
We have to take, otherwise this
Yeah.
is for grabs.
But this our king feels really naked right now. Maybe just EF4.
Yeah, because this I like going here and getting the bishop
That's also
out.
possible, but the queen.
But
is
also we are giving space to the queen to be developed.
it's move by
so-
move for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but-
let's just think
okay.
about grabbing this way, so we don't give
Yeah.
any counterplay, and the queen is still locked on the queen side.
I predict. Yeah, black is I think in really good shape.
Okay, so I run. So luckily now, if you give me check, I can run, and this pawn is defended. And then I go here, and we play. You know, what is the game like? Is it Tetris or like? You know, did you play it as a kid?
I
like
think it's Tetris. Yeah. it's
like you
Tetris.
want to
Yeah,
move it, and
yeah.
like you have to move everything
Tetris
before
chess.
you.
Uh-huh.
So like you're slowly like moving these.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, knight d2 and running. It doesn't seem like the king can run, but maybe he can.
I wonder if these kids play Tetris. Like I feel like that's not.
No, it's not anymore. I used to play on the plane when I was going to chess tournaments, like international chess tournaments. Let's say I go to England or something. It's a long flight, so
Yeah.
usually the planes, the international planes, they have this screen in the back, and then they have all these games. They even have chess, like Kasparov chess, Tetris.
okay.
So I remember playing chess on the back of the plane. Now there's no everyone has tablets, right? So they took off the. But those are the days, you know. Those are the days.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so knight d2 happened immediately, which maybe is just a like move order thing.
Maybe it's
That-
more than yeah.
Yeah, I think it's move order thing because this like we need to get. All right, we're gonna get back to this game. Also, White has now 6 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So like White has to make these decisions quickly.
Okay, let's keep going. Let's go in order so we don't miss anything. That's ones we already know. White's
12
White's gonna
seconds.
win this one because of time and position. Anjanaya, let's look at his game. What's going on here? Oh, rook endgame.
And
1 minute 46 seconds. Ooh, this is Anjanaya's in trouble. I mean, time
Wow.
trouble again. However, in this position,
this is
I
a
don't think he
better
has an
endgame.
advantage though, right? I mean, not a big advantage. I mean, just a very minor advantage for, if anything, right? Like, sure, the B5 pawn is a little bit annoying.
This is a nice pawn because it's
Yeah.
stopping any kind of walks with this pawn.
But the clock situation, I think, more than compensates black.
But we have maybe some threat like that to get like
so
much
White-
better endgame.
Black can start with King D7.
King
maybe?
D7 seems legit, or Rook E7.
Oh, King D7.
Yeah,
In the,
I actually don't like to make sure like even after this move and this move, maybe
yeah,
there are
King and
some
pawn again
traits
could be
where
losing, right? I think it
we
is
have to be
losing,
a little
actually.
careful about like traits. So yeah, I'm predicting King D7.
Because we should note that if D4 happens and then the trade, we have a majority. The 3 pawns stop the 4 pawns. So
Yep.
that's a pretty important thing that king and pawn games could be losing in this structure. Yeah, it looks a little bit dicey for. So I wouldn't play. I wouldn't trade rooks that easily.
But why is the one who's going to be pushing here? I think
But
we
the-
kind
White
of.
doesn't have time to push anything. That's the problem, right? 1 minute and 46 seconds. It's really like, I would say black has chances to win this game because on time, just simply on time.
Oh wait, so we have games. King D7 happened. G4.
Aiden says
I like
Carter's.
that.
We'll get to Carter's game soon, Aiden.
Okay, let's go there. But g4 is nice move because I really like this idea of playing d4. And with g4, we not only advanced the pawn, but we also kind of took this square from the black's hand, so this pawn is like totally safe. So next move is this, and then this, and I
G4 is decent, yeah.
you don't go so far. Do you compliment your students?
No, here, yeah, of course. No, because
g5.
C5 for black here. I think it's good. What do you think of C5? I think it's a good move. Or C6 or C5.
Okay, C5 is okay. I like that move because if we play C5 here, and if white does nothing, then okay, that center can be.
Or C6 is also possible, right? Similar idea.
And if we take, then like finally, at least there is no majority because black can also try to advance these pawns, and now at games like pawn and games, it's not longer winning for white.
I wonder if C6 or C5 is better.
Yeah. Okay. If you find C6 or if you don't find C6 or C5, then I feel like D4 is.
So maybe white should play D4 earlier than G4. I'm not sure. Although then even for rook D4, we're losing the file. And then rook E7, rook E5 is coming. Oh, that's important. But the rook E7, there's rook F5.
I'm also not sure about allowing this.
Yeah. That's not comfortable at all. So G4, it's kind of
and we cannot do anything like that because this is hanging. So
so C5 or C6, I think will probably happen.
Yeah.
If black doesn't want to wait there, because black has no other plan in the position, right?
Okay, let's move on to next game.
Sure.
Oh wow, that's really people are really fighting here for a C file.
We got a gun.
Okay.
Lock and load, I guess, right?
So that's the French, like when we talked about. So white did indeed go for the C file and put all its heavy weaponry there. So now white wants to play something like B5, right?
B5, probably. A4, and white is better for sure.
Or can we? No, I don't think we want to take. No.
What do you think of that, Katerina? B5, knight E7, and A4, and just chill. If you take me, I'm gonna take with the pawn. Yeah. Are we trying to go for some tricks with knight D4? Knight D4 is actually possible, isn't it? After G4?
I don't think so because then.
You want to take on C7?
I wanted to take, but then you first take here, and it's possible.
So instead of A4, maybe is it crazy to play G4, or is that too much to ask? Not here, because of knight D4, right?
So what do you want to play?
I'm not sure. We can just move the queen. Oh no, but then C5 hangs, right? Yeah, this knight takes D4 idea is a bit annoying. Wow. So A4 may be an S.
But that's cool. So I thought in this position, like, hey, what if we wait and let's say play first G4?
That's what I was saying. Yeah, but then there's.
But then there is stakes. If you take here, you are giving up this pawn, and if you take this is very B5, sneaky, because now we have like.
Yeah.
That pin. So if you take here, I'm just gonna recapture with knight, very happy. And if you take the queen, I'm gonna take.
There's queen 8-7, but yeah, it's weird.
Queen 8-7.
Take queen 8-7. Take on C8 and queen 8-7.
Take here, knight takes.
That could be annoying for black.
Could be also annoying for you.
Of course, yeah. That could be annoying for everybody.
Oh, I just thought like, let's give a check and the only trick you can do.
No, this is actually a trick. If you're playing like Bullet or something in online chess and you're losing and you're completely lost, play Queen B1 check, hope they don't see it. They play King G2 and you take the queen.
I think
this happens so many times. And sometimes it happens not because you're playing dirty. You honestly blundered the queen and then they also didn't see it. And you're like, wait a second. I hung my queen and he didn't take it. That means my queen is attacking his queen.
I mean, wasn't there recently a game, I think, between, wasn't it Magnus Carlsen and like Van Forest, when like Magnus went like rook a2 and didn't notice the bishop like capturing the rook?
I don't remember that, no.
Was the last...
oh, really? I didn't.
It was like, so, I mean, it was kind of funny.
So Queen B1 check is a you shouldn't play that if you're. I mean, if you're like that's a little too dirty. But like, if you have nothing to lose, I guess you could try it. But wait a second.
I went to next. You want to go back here?
Yeah, in that game. Also, I just realized that h7's hanging anyway. By the way, we didn't talk about how a7 is hanging anyway.
That's true.
But it's an inconsequential pawn, I think, at this point, right?
I mean, black has to try to go for some consequence.
So black is still resilient here. White looks like white's better, but black is definitely resilient. You know, I think White's slightly better.
And you
Not
also
sure.
have to be careful about like back rank stuff, right? If you go there and sorry, too many errors. If I like take here and like take
Oh
here.
my
and
gosh,
then-
is b5 knight takes d4 a move?
Oh wow.
Why go around when you can just go directly?
Is it? What if? Ooh,
And rook c6.
this one, right?
Yeah.
And then actually
Back rank mate.
we
Oh my
go
gosh.
to that back rank checkmate.
That's a pretty line. That's such a pretty line.
Wow, that's a really cool line. So that's why White is thinking, and White ended up b takes a5, and that's a move I didn't like. But I didn't really.
Didn't have an op.
Maybe White doesn't have an option. Like I thought that like this is safe, but wow, that is a really cool. Yeah, that's a really cool move.
But
if I d-
Katerina,
Oh, are we gonna?
can we? After ba5, can you still play knight? Okay, that's probably insane, right? Can you still play knight d4?
So we are like happy for
Can you still play knight d4?
Wait, we are happy with White pieces, but maybe actually it's Black who is.
Can we
like,
sack a queen? ba5 knight d4. Why am I going? I didn't have much sleep yesterday, but this might work.
Wait, so if I take this
And then
guy?
take the rook on c5. And I'm threatening the queen and the rook. Okay? Oh, I'm getting mated. It almost worked though, right?
Almost worked. This is an.
It almost
neat move.
worked. Yeah, that's a great move, queen a4. Does it? Hold on. Oh, no. Oh my goodness. Rook. Knight takes f3. No, but pawn takes rook g8 check doesn't really lead anywhere because I still lose my rook. I don't get mated, but I lose
That's
my
true.
rook. Yeah.
You don't
Ooh,
get
we had a
mated.
raid from Collegiate Chess League. Thank you very much. That's Joe, I think. Thank you very much for the raid. Yeah, so this doesn't quite work.
Oh,
but-
so wait, we have moves because
have moves, okay.
So Knight took.
Mhm.
So yeah, so cool idea, but unfortunately doesn't
Yeah,
work for this like really
we get
strong.
mated, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So Knight took, takes. By the way, sorry, just to go back for a second. Did we have to take with Knight? Oh yeah, we had to. The rook is here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this all is makes sense. Yeah, so this is the situation where like you would like to grab that pawn,
Mm-hmm.
but you really have to be careful about back rank checkmate.
This endgame seems to be better for black if he trades to trade queens because the king is more active there. So definitely, yeah.
Okay, this is still a fight. White is gonna go to try to grab these pawns. Black is gonna go, to try to grab this pawn and run. And some back rank issues are gonna be happening. So White has to make sure to play, g4, h3, something.
So do you think white's better here? Black's better? I think black's. Oh, it's hard to say, right?
I think it's hard to say because this
yeah.
is a very straightforward thing, and I'm not sure like how you want to defend this. While if you attack my pawn with the knight, let's say, then I can just push it. Okay, we have knight c4.
Knight c4, but it's a check on the queen.
Oh yeah, I thought it was white move and I can take, but it was black's turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so black is gonna take.
So it's gonna be
White
a
is
race.
gonna
It's
take.
knight a3, queen h7, b5.
No, like h4.
Yeah, h4. Sorry, and then b5.
But like this pawn is, especially this
Knight
knight
is already covering the square. Yeah.
the promotion square. So
But
if
it's actually not as
Yeah.
no, queen. But white is also pretty fast. h5. It's
maybe
actually equal
here I
race.
can just go here
But why do we need to play? Why can't we just go h5? Actually, just
because why not? This is
sure.
kind of
That's
safe,
good. Yeah,
right?
that's also good. Yeah.
Because now I just want to run, and I also like if you try to like, then I'm gonna.
There's
get
queen
there.
queen c4.
Oh, queen c4. But then can I? Because I feel this knight is really far away. So let's say if I play, like I would love to get something like
Okay.
this where
Sure.
like you're. Let's see, this is the rule of the square,
right.
right? And if the king is not in the square, you're not catching the pawn. And the king is
Yeah.
obviously not in the square, so it cannot catch the pawn. And for this knight to catch this pawn, that's very tricky. Very,
Yeah,
very tricky.
yeah, so let's go back.
I mean, it's really
So
impossible.
queen d3, maybe b3.
So here you have to play something like b3.
Queen c4 is really risky, yeah, for black. I mean, I'd say.
But if I push, you push, and now I'm in trouble.
What's
because
happening this
if I
time, right?
take here, this is being promoted, and this knight is guarding this. Wow.
Aiden says queen d2.
Queen d2. Yep, makes sense. Oh, so now I don't have maybe queen c2 because there is this and going after you. And
Wait, is it knight on e1?
oh, instead of knight e1.
No.
Wait.
No, you're saying queen c2 for. Okay, doesn't matter.
Oh, queen c2
Yeah.
is okay. I'm also blind because this is simply not.
But queen c4 is really risky. Actually, because why can't you even take and play h5? But it's like a race. We're gonna have it's just very spicy.
You're thinking about taking
Even this
king?
is interesting. Like, but probably black is winning now, unless I can stop the queen. Right? It's insane. This is an insane line.
Yeah.
Oh, we queen with check. Oh no.
Yeah, this is
Black queens with check.
And I am just not, because now if I try to
Yeah.
reroute the knight.
Then b3
Then
even,
B3.
right? Or yeah,
Oh, but this is the same. But yeah, my knight is gonna be
pinned. Yeah.
pinned. This is very
Yeah.
bad, and this pawn is ready
Yep,
to run
yep,
too.
yep.
So
Interesting. Interesting.
all right,
indeed.
so we have wait. Okay, they have to play fast. So white took.
What's the time situation? No, this didn't happen, right?
Did we miss this?
And it protects the AC1 square, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Wait, what happened in the game?
White played. Wait, did this happen? This happened? No.
You wanna?
No. Okay.
You
All
wanna
right.
refresh? What's going on?
By the way, so we missed this whole thing completely. You cannot,
93
you cannot
is
simply
possible.
take because there is this, and then I'm going to grab, and I'm guarding this square. So these kids, they saw it. So after knight c4, no, actually unclear.
No, he didn't play
because
queen
white
h6.
didn't take.
So maybe white didn't see
Maybe
it
white
either.
didn't see it either. Okay, but it's hard to see it, especially with 7 minutes on clock. So queen b4 is more kind of safe. But can we? I'm just a little worried about this being a checkmate. But okay, queen b6. So black is like serious about trading pieces. Check. h4. So now white is like, okay, I want to grab everything and promote.
I don't have to. Black can play queen b1 and queen g6 if he wants to, but which saves the.
But this is like very weak. I mean, very like passive. Don't you feel?
It's a draw, I think. It's an offer for a draw because in black, white can probably perpetual. But it is very solid.
But what if, as white, I don't want to draw?
I think white will have to acquiesce to a draw here, because there's no counter chances.
Let me see.
Sure. Because if your knight moves, then I can start harassing your king, right? Like queen g4 or something, and the knight doesn't have anywhere good to go.
But
Unless
what
you-
if I
you wanna
try
start
to
it
open
slowly,
the...
g3 or something, maybe?
No, I feel about maybe like, going like something like this.
Check, okay, king
and then
d8.
just like trying to weaken your king. Because...
Okay, it's a bit slow.
So where are you going?
Sure, king b8 maybe? 4, okay. Now my queen is free, right? So I can go queen e4 maybe, with the idea of going queen f4.
But then I have check and takes, right? I mean, maybe you're
you,
fine.
you can take it now, yeah, that's true. Although even that's, I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, that probably I shouldn't allow that right now.
Okay, maybe let's see what happened, because we have a
F5.
move. So queen a5, queen takes f7. So white is ready for the fight and the run.
It's
Okay,
similar to
now
what
we are
saw,
also
but yeah, it's a pin on the b7, right?
pinning the pawn. So like when we take and take, this pawn may be like more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Let's go somewhere and then come back.
Yeah,
to
let's
this
go to the time pressure games.
game. Yep. So, Oliver Boydell against Roger, and 9 minutes against 2 minutes. And what's the position? 5 pawns against 5 pawns, right? That's equal.
White's
we
better
have,
here, c4, right?
I think about c4, and like I can get that pawn, but there is rook g6.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think I'm
Queen d2 then,
worried.
Queen d2.
So c4 looks very nice here. Queen d2.
Yeah, we're winning a
Oh,
pawn.
and now you cannot take
Yeah.
because there is this. So we are winning pawn.
Yeah.
So c4 seems very
So white has
strong.
more time and better position. That's a big thing, especially with that pawn on c4. If that lands on the board, white's white's probably gonna win this.
Yeah, c4 is a strong move.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why white's better? More islands for black,
There are
right? And then we're gonna win that island on d5.
just two. Yeah. Okay. We have Aiden Liu, Carter Ho. Oh wow.
Oh, someone's gonna get mated, but black has. Oh, this is the game that Aiden was saying. Carter is winning, apparently.
This is interesting. So this pawn is like really advanced, ready to promote, but this king is kind of shielded from any checks from behind. And actually, maybe we want to like checkmate the king somehow. So I don't think black can lose this. because
White is
we-
up a pawn.
We can always
but,
give perpetually here.
You know what the situation reminds me of? The king and the pawns here. This situation here. Have you heard the song "Under My Umbrella"? Ella.
Yeah.
By Rihanna. So it's almost like this is, even though it's white's pawns, the king is like feeling like the the shade from the pawn. It's an umbrella.
Yeah,
You know?
very safe.
So the c4 pawn is an umbrella. Ella.
So what is white gonna do here? So okay, rook e7 makes sense. Just like
So black's probably gonna successfully promote the pawns because of the mate threat, right?
oh yeah, because now if you go king b1, I'm gonna give check here, and
Yeah.
checkmate.
It's over, I think. This is.
So here you have to go to d1, only move, which happened. And black is playing b3.
And king d3 was good there, but yeah.
And the idea is go here, go there, promote the queen, checkmate. Because there's this rook.
So yeah,
wow.
Was white winning the game and then was careless about this? I think so. Can we go back a couple of moves?
Let's see. What was this? I don't remember. Oh, so that was this. We were
He was almost mating.
No, we were so happy about this position. Oh, wow. Okay. So we were somewhere like there. Okay, so they traded queens. Oh, so sorry. Wait, let me. That was unfortunate.
But why is better here? Why is winning in this position? He just messed up.
Okay, we were.
They traded queens because okay.
Yeah, because you cannot take with anything here because there is this coming up.
But let's go to the end there with the queen coming. So white is up a pawn. No, not up a pawn, but it
No,
feels
it's
like up a
equal.
pawn.
Yeah.
feels like white's up a pawn, but no.
But like a very centralized king. Some.
Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Oh yeah, that's the advantage of having this pawn here because it's really like blocking the king from any advancements. There can be checkmates.
Okay. So the king snuck up through c5. That's a long journey, but a very nice journey. But how did white win a pawn? Keep going.
Yeah, but surprisingly, I don't think that white is better now in this position.
No, white's definitely not better anymore.
So I think the endgame was a little bit.
But
maybe,
something happened
okay.
where the rook came to a7. Okay, quickly.
I'm just figuring out what. Oh,
Okay, so there was the move, rook
Black
here.
decided
Okay.
to go for this.
On purpose.
Oh,
okay,
I didn't want to draw. Okay.
Okay, so this was well planned by black. It wasn't an accident. It was actually black decided to kind of give up a pawn.
Transposing to that endgame and then like playing, using this square to kind of get into the white's camp. No, very good. Very good play by black. Okay, so next, so king d1. Oh, that's what happened? No, okay, we have, let's promote this variation. Okay, let's see what happens, sorry. So king c1 here, this.
You play rook
Ruby
b7.
makes sense.
Trying to create counterplay. Okay, it's it. That's it.
Yeah, wow. Well, great game. I felt like Aiden is really pressing. Maybe there was a chance to, when we thought about like sacrificing somewhere, maybe
so here,
would you
after bishop d5, queen e3, queen d2, right? Was
maybe that's something to think about. I don't know if it really works, but it seems something to consider.
You don't want to turn on the stoppers?
No.
I'll check with it afterwards.
I mean, that's definitely something. It's risky, but I feel like we thought that it's something to consider. But still, I feel this position was absolutely great.
I'll instruct Aiden, my man. Why don't you check it?
No, don't encourage kids to check with computers. But I think the mistake here for white is to go into an endgame. I think. Although I like this pawn, and it just seems that if black can control this file, then there's no way for white to kind of push in that endgame. All right, let's move on to next game. Marcus, wait, what's happening here? Oh, this is going to be just a win for black, right?
Yeah, promote.
We just promote. It's white's turn, but we promote, force takes, then like march back all the way here, and then there's going to be Zugzwang. We're going to get this pawn and promote this guy. Okay, that's game
what else
over.
Is happening?
Benjamin against Ahmed.
The ending, okay.
What, so many end games, wow.
Yeah, that's what happens in chess, the end game at the end happens.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if we're gonna grab that pawn or not. Yeah, but I think you can because now king e3. Oh, yeah. Well, actually no, because maybe this thing.
White can still draw, right? Maybe, but you know what?
Wait, can we just see if there was another way? Because we just need to give check to the king, right? And this knight...
Taking the pawn is a little suspicious.
Like, if I go here, for example, I'm thinking, like, this knight is totally stuck, and the king cannot move because that's losing.
So knight g3 only moves?
So knight g3 only move. Now I'm gonna reroute this knight here, and I have only one move I need to do. And again, this knight is stuck, has to move here.
Well, now I can go king to b2, but it's risky. King to d2, then knight f1. Oh, then king to e2 or e1.
Oh, but I'm not accomplishing it.
Then king d1. That's
Okay.
the trick, yeah.
Yeah, actually, so this is a really nice way of like playing for Zugzwang. So I think here, instead of capturing
Taking the pawn was maybe a little slow, right?
Really
Missed
just
opportunity.
thinking about restricting this knight and reshuffling this knight to this square so we can promote. And the thing is that white always have only move. Like here, like you can go back, you can move the king. So now when you go knight there, now I'm just gonna move here, and there's no stopping of a checkmate. Okay, but let's see. Black took the pawn, but now this knight is gonna be. So now what? Oh, okay. So this is also cool. So when they take, we're just gonna go back, and this is still a trick. Okay, so black is still winning.
That's what's happening.
Because I don't see a way for. Again, it's.
Yeah, this is also lost.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good job.
They say knight and games are the same as king and pawn in games, right? Because they're both knight and king are both slow pieces, and they can't lose tempo. They can both get Zugzwang very easily. So yeah, I guess if it's winning in a king and pawn game, it's probably winning in a king and knight in game too.
I feel
It's
like
a good role.
knight in games are very interesting because like the knights can jump everywhere and do like
It's
tricks.
very tricky. Even at the highest level, knights are tricky for everybody, even for Magnus Carlsen.
So we have knight f6, knight takes f6 happening, and I think king d3.
And that's all she wrote.
Let's just see if that's
King d3
gonna
wasn't
happen.
played yet, right?
No.
Yeah.
Right now it's knight takes f6.
He has 8 minutes. He'll find it.
He has 29 seconds.
Yeah. So, but black has.
Oh, black
one
has.
to
Sorry.
find.
Yeah, 8 minutes. Okay.
Let's see what's happening.
All right. Let's go back to. Oh, we have a result here.
Anshul won. Okay.
Let's go to.
Go Anshul. We were looking at the end with the queen on king running to the queen side. Remember?
Okay, I remember.
Uh-huh.
There was like some kind of blunder, or why did it finish so quickly? So we saw this. No, we didn't see this. Sorry. So
we were at around here, a little bit more forward.
I think we finished somewhere.
Yeah, we were at like bishop a4 or something, or we were almost at bishop a4.
Yeah, we were thinking about like, I don't know, looking at something else. Okay. Oh yeah, here. Okay.
After bishop a8, we were definitely after bishop a8. Yeah, knight d2.
Yeah, knight d2 we saw. Here. Oh, knight b3. Big mistake, but still, computer is like very unhappy with the position already. So we thought about like putting the bishop there and trying to free up the rook or something.
Yeah.
Oh, but now this is actually a pin. Yeah. Okay. It's. Yeah. So black simply.
Just was won the. Some good kings in idea. The bishop.
Oh,
coming in.
rook g3 is a
wow.
nice move. Just wanting this pawn and everything is gonna just fall apart. Yeah. Okay. All right. Good job. So we have two last games. So Sefer. Wait, what is this? That's gonna end soon too. That's another queen.
That's mate.
Okay. White wins. Let's announce that. And last game, Benjamin. King d3 happens.
Black wins. Yeah.
All right. So, wow. So do we have someone perfect in the K3 champ? With perfect score? Or K5?
K5? How did Aiden do again?
Play?
No, Carter won, right?
Okay,
Carter won. Wow. So no perfect score in K5. And did Lynn win? Well, either one of us could have. They win this perfect score. Benjamin, was that Benjamin Lynn?
No.
No, that's a different Lynn. Go down a bit more, maybe? Because K through 3, right? We're looking at?
Yeah, that's all. Oh, here.
Okay.
Elliot won.
So Elliot's perfect score, K through 3.
Oh, so Elliot is 6 out of 6.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Did you ever play a tournament where you were 6 out of 6?
Yeah, state championship, Illinois.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Impressive. Wow.
Actually, I think I won a K through 12 K through 12 championship actually in 2006
With
nationals.
with
I got a
what
big
score?
trophy that's this big. It was in Texas.
Like the trophies in the US are like
Yeah.
giant. Like that's
Yeah.
nothing. Like in Europe,
did.
like you get like a big trophy, maybe a little bit big. In US, it's like sometimes it's bigger than the kid. Like it's really
I'll have to look
funny.
up my USCF. I think I won a K through 12 national championship in 2006.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like 6th grade, 7th grade. I'm not sure. And I think I might have made a draw or a perfect score. I don't remember. I had to check my USCF. It's a long time ago. But I remember the trophy was bigger than me. So, okay. So it looks like the games are over. So we go into an exciting. How did Anjanaya do again? Did you look at that one? A bit more higher.
Here.
Oh, Anjanaya lost to Bill. Okay. That was the game with
What was
that was a
the
Roken game. That was a Roken we were talking about. The where black plays C5
Oh,
or not.
okay. So let's take a look at since some games are still happening. Wait, Black won this.
Yeah, because of the time situation, right? I predicted that. G5. Okay, now C5.
Okay, we are happy with D4.
Hi, Frankie. Chat. This is the time situation. It's very easy to make a blunder like this. Although White's trying to make a fortress. Oh, but A4 is going to happen. I bet.
The thing is, Black will just like get this
Yeah.
way.
Black can
and
press forever.
something would happen in the game we just saw, right? Where Black kind of got from this
Please
side.
go, yeah.
Yeah.
Quickly. Yep, trying for that.
But actually, I'm not sure how.
There's too many pawn
Oh.
breaks. There's too many pawn breaks here.
Yeah, because I felt like the Rook was
It's hard to make
doing
a
a great
fort.
job, but just can't do it.
Objectively, it's a draw, but like not anymore.
Rook F3, Lichess is very unhappy because it's probably losing a pawn. Oh,
He just flagged. Wow, he just lost on time.
probably lost on time. Wow.
Tough
Yeah,
game.
this is the rough thing about delay. Like you just don't get a break. Like you are low
Yeah.
on time and you're gonna suffer forever. So you have to learn to make your decisions faster.
Yep. Wow, that's tough.
Okay.
Tough game. So yeah, really interesting games. We're done with round 6.
Maybe
Rounds-
let's look at the results,
Standings.
the standings.
Yeah, sure. You can look at the
Let's see if if there are K6 standings.
yeah.
So let's see if it's already.
Anshul leading with 5.5 out of 6. Very good score.
Then 4 players having five points. So we have Eric, Isaac, Will, and Guru. So still, contenders for champions. Let's look at K5 championship standings. Okay, they are not yet ready. Let's look K3. Oh, maybe actually I was in the wrong thing. Let's look standings.
No, it hasn't updated yet.
They're not ready.
By the way, we should also look at the team standings.
Oh, let's do that.
Yeah, click on team standings.
But
and
just
then
for a second,
Yeah.
standings are okay here.
It hasn't updated yet.
So
yeah.
K1.
Yeah. K1 has been updated. Yes. K1 is Mansurov. Is
Oh wow, Mansurov is 6 out of 6. Wow, amazing.
Things that brother's probably playing. In
And
K5.
then bunch of players with
Five
5 points. So
Interesting.
okay.
Shall we look at the team standings?
So,
Let's
yeah,
just see who's just the top. So team standings for the K6. Can we try K6?
Wow, seems like New York is leading a lot of
Okay.
the team standings. Okay.
New York. Okay, and then,
This team standings.
yeah, then
K6.
can
yeah.
we try K5?
So here we have New York first, then wait, how many players are
I'm not sure. Maybe it's not fully updated. I think. Oh, let me click on this.
okay. What?
Oh, it's there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like Success Academy is leading in the team.
Okay, let's go to K5.
There's a lot in K5. Again, New York.
New York is
New York.
Wow.
Anderson, Dalton, Chelsea Prep.
Success Academy. Okay, K3. New
Same
York,
New
New
York.
York. Wow, New York is overtaking this whole event.
Mm-hmm.
K1.
New York again. They're
Wow.
fighting each other for the team trophies for sure. Okay.
That's incredible that one state can have so many kids that are just like so strong.
Yeah, there's a lot of chess activity there in New York for sure. A lot of schools, some exclusive teachers, just like a full-time job. They have a lot of programs where it's incorporated in their classrooms. So
Yep.
okay,
Good job.
we will be taking off.
Yep, I think that's all from us. We will be back at 2:30, right?
Yeah,
When we have the last
we'll have
round,
lunch and then
7th round of the National K-6 Championship.
yeah.
And I don't know, any other last...
No, we
do
can
you
end
have
the
any
stream and
announcements?
we'll go live again
No.
right at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all
Thank
right,
you everyone
so-
for watching. We'll be back for soon, like in under an hour after we have lunch, and then the players are gonna go into the final rounds. So yeah,
I don't even know if we should put like be right back or actually end the stream, but let's end the stream, right?
we can rate someone.
Yep.
And then okay.
Take care, everyone.
Take
See you
care,
in an
everyone.
hour. Let's
Okay.
see the last round of the K Elementary
Yep.
Championship.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Yep. Bye.